Boys in the back. Boys.
What is good? We are back with another episode of The Boys in the Back, this time on March 19th. And I think I just moved the volume control in my pocket because it just blew up in my ear. You see the shirt? I'm repping my dogs. That can mean one thing. It's the first Thursday of March Madness, and you got us working. You're lucky that even happened. I'm currently sweating out. Nebraska minus 13 and a half. They're down 1, so that's great. But I got TCU money line. They're up 15, baby. I am 1/3 of the boys in the back. Connor Burks joining alongside me, as always, the man, the myth, the brick, Eric, Rick, New York, Frederick, Jackman. Frankie, how you doing, brother?
No, I'm doing great, man. Thank you so much for asking.
What you sweating on March Madness, man? What do you got going? You got the dual screens going back there? You're forcing me to just scoreboard watch? What's going on?
I got the dual screens. I love how you just clipped your IFP, and then now I'm looking at Rick he needs to clip his as well. I love you guys.
Look, man, there were some allegations in the chat that I was in the bathroom. That's why we were delayed. I can confirm that is not true.
No, this one was me.
This was on Rick. Rick was in the bathroom, and that is why we were delayed. A little bit of a late start here on the program, but we got a good one in store for you. We got pound for pound British slang in honor of UFC London. I think that one's going to get good. It might get contentious. Frank was saying that we could get heated over the best British slang.
Yeah, Frank says a lot of shit. Remember last time when he said the list was going to make you like so angry, and then
how could I forget?
You reviewed it.
No, this is not my fault.
How could I forget? We're going to have bets.
We'll see.
Parlay Pals trying to go back to back, baby. We were all greened out last week. PFL Spain taking place tomorrow. We'll talk about that a little bit. UFC London obviously going down on Saturday. We'll talk about all of that. Let's get to news and notes around the world of combat sports, though, off the top. And the UFC, there was some discussion this week of will there be a commission for the White House card. They have announced that the Association of Boxing Commissions will serve as the regulatory advisor for the White House card. The event is being held on federal grounds, so because of that, there is no requirement from the UFC to select a state athletic commission to oversee the event, but because they want to be above board, because they, are concerned with the health and safety and making sure that these are sanctioned bouts that goes on the record, they have hired the ABC to say this. A couple quotes here from the UFC. They did say the UFC expresses its commitment to ensuring that this event is among the most thoroughly regulated in the history of the sport and has requested that the ABC serve as an independent third party to assist in assembling the most qualified group of judges, referees, and inspectors in the world. They have further confirmed that it will abide by all applicable regulatory requirements in support of this event, including all required medical examinations, pre-bout and post-physical exams, athlete safety protocols, and all bouts on this card are officially licensed and sanctioned contests.
Yeah, and there's different, obviously when the UFC travels to a jurisdiction with an athletic commission, oftentimes that athletic commission is just the one that's going to oversee the event, right? They go to New Jersey, the New Jersey State Athletic Commission oversees that event. They operate in Nevada where they are, doing regular events. The Nevada State Athletic Commission is the one that oversees. Sometimes when they travel internationally, they partner with an organization or even oversee their own events, and they have their own regulatory executives that exist within the UFC. In this scenario, because it's, a bit of a different circumstance being on federal land, they have options there. They could have done nothing, right? They could have just self-regulated and there would have been, no problem. The event could have proceeded. But in this scenario, they chose to partner with the ABC to, as you said, right? It gives the optics of, hey, we are taking the regulation of this very seriously. The ABC is a regulatory body that oversees many, many events. And so it makes sense for them to do this. I think it quells and quiets some of the, conversation that started last week that I was seeing about hey, what kind of precedent could this set, right? Does the athletic commission in that area, in that jurisdiction, now open the door for other people to kind of try to skirt this? It's very clear now that they're saying, hey, we have a regulatory body. It may not be the local jurisdiction, but we have a regulatory body and we are taking the regulation of this event seriously. So a little bit of a story, but more just I think, window dressing, because I think the UFC is perfectly capable of like putting on a safe event. I think there would be no issue if they had kind of like taken matters into their own hands. But I also have respect for what the ABC represents, and so it makes all the sense in the world.
Yeah, this is a UFC event. This isn't Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis. It's not
or
like
Mike Tyson, right? Where you are actually concerned about the health of somebody, or some small amateur show, or some low-level professional MMA. This is the highest level. They have the best doctors. I wouldn't have been concerned, but it is a nice reassurance, and also optically, it looks good for everybody else for the UFC to be saying this is regulated. Here's who's regulating it. We'll proceed as planned.
Yeah, and Luke Thomas had put out a tweet earlier this week, and it was the head of DC's athletic commission used the White House event as unsanctioned and says the results shouldn't go on the fighter's record. That obviously will not be the case.
No.
These will all be on their records. They will be for championships. They will be for titles, and they will be of the utmost importance.
And you could imagine why the DC Athletic Commission would feel that way, right? When an event comes to town, that's their jurisdiction. The same way if the UFC goes to New Jersey, that's their jurisdiction. But they have, by doing it on federal property, created a scenario where it's not. And so they were allowed to choose in this scenario, if they even wanted to, right? They were allowed to choose. And so I could understand why if you're DC, there's, fees and all kinds of things that they would be receiving that in normal circumstances where they're not here. So you could understand why they'd be interested in what happens and potentially upset, yeah.
Some other news, Robert Whittaker. Last week, we got the news that it looked like he was going to be heading up to 205. He sat down for an interview and has essentially stated not only is it going to be at 205, but he knows when his next fight is going to take place. Take a listen.
Your next fight's in July, you're telling me?
Yeah.
You're going home, and do you think you'll come back?
Definitely. I'll probably come back another couple times. What is it? It'd have to be like 16, 17 weeks until then. So I'll probably go home for a little bit and come back for another couple of weeks and do that on and off for the next little bit.
All right, so he doesn't mention where it's going to be, but he says that his next fight is going to be in July. International Fight Week?
Could be.
Last year he fought in July in Abu Dhabi against Reiner de Ridder.
Yep.
I saw Magomed Ankalaev.
I sure did.
I saw Magomed Ankalaev tweeting something about, Abu Dhabi. Could that be the 205 debut? That'd be a little bit crazy, in my opinion.
It would be quite a difficult opponent to step in against. But if you are Robert Whittaker as somebody who, and we should start with, this is pure speculation, right? You are connecting dots here. We have no inside knowledge that Robert Whittaker versus Magomed Ankalaev is the fight.
Zero.
But if he were to step in against Magomed Ankalaev, yes, it is a big step up. But if you're Robert Whittaker, who is a long-reigning middleweight champion and somebody who's been around the sport forever, if you're going to 205, there has to be a reason to do it, right? There has to be a purpose behind it. And so why not? You'll find out quick whether you can hang in this division or not against a guy as good as Magomed Ankalaev. So if that ends up being the fight, I kind of get it from Rob's perspective. What's the point of easing in, right? It's not like he's got a ton of years left. Robert Whittaker's got miles on him and has some goals. And if he wants to kind of fast track that, and Magomed Ankalaev is open to welcoming Robert Whittaker to the division, that makes sense. I would like that for Robert Whittaker, just to see, hey, am I going to make a run at 205 or is this dead on arrival?
Yeah.
Find out.
I'd love to see the size difference in that one.
Oh, man.
I don't know how well it would go for Robert Whittaker.
I don't love it either. I'll quite frankly, I don't think Robert Whittaker is going to be great at 205. I just think these guys are going to be too big. But as I said, find out quick rather than make this a prolonged kind of journey through it.
All right, so Robert Whittaker says it's July. I'm sure we'll find out soon enough who that fight is against, where it's going to take place, and what the actual date is going to be. Per AG Fight, we do have a date, a time, a place, a location, an opponent for Shara Bullet. It's looking like he's going to be taking on Michel Pereira. The reports are that June 27th card is going to be taking place in Baku, Azerbaijan, which is where they were at the end of June of last year, before that International Fight Week card. So it would make sense. Once they get these places on the calendar, they kind of like to repeat them a couple times and go back. Last year, it's kind of become a staple that the London card takes place in March. So maybe Baku becomes a rotating spot for the UFC, but it looks like it's going to be Shara Bullet versus Michel Pereira.
What do you think? We go? Boys in the Baku again?
I feel like we gotta.
You guys say this. I am there. You don't have to convince me at all. We will be in Seattle next week. Boys in the muck, boys at the shoot, however you want to call it. We will be there. So, like, it takes zero convincing on my part. We want to go to Baku, Azerbaijan? I'm down.
I don't know if Shara Bullet versus Michelle Pereira is the one that gets me there yet.
That can't be the main event.
Let's see if there's something else.
Nazim Sadikov main event get you there?
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Shout out to Baku. I'm down. I'm down if you guys are down. Some other news. Devin Haney taking to Twitter. He wants to learn wrestling from one Daniel Cormier.
I saw who had the funny quote tweet. Bo Nickel quote tweeted and said something like 2 or 3 years and forget.
I thought it was come to State College 2-3 years.
Yeah, something like that.
Is this so we can see the much anticipated, highly awaited Terrence Crawford wrestling match?
Terrence Crawford shows off his grappling against Devin Haney, who is now training.
Terrence Crawford, Devin Haney at RAF.
Yo, Terrence Crawford at RAF would actually be something. Now that you said that.
But is there a risk that you run there that you lose the mystique?
The aura of the Terrence Crawford sprawl that nobody will ever see.
The greatest wrestler to never wrestle. Just kidding. We all know he wrestled 3-time All-American at Nebraska.
Yeah. Wait. In high school, I believe.
No. I was just kidding.
No, but like I think he actually was a state champion wrestler in high school.
He wrestled in high school, but I was saying, University of Nebraska.
And I believe his kids are all like in the wrestling program.
Oh, yeah.
And, like,
I'm pretty sure his kid just won a state title.
Yeah. I mean,
we make fun, but
he's actually a legit wrestler.
He actually is a decent wrestler.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know what to make of the Devin Haney thing. It's kind of funny, but like, I don't know. I'd be interested. Whenever boxers want to do like, start teasing like, maybe I'll do MMA, maybe I'll wrestle, it always makes me perk my ears up a little bit, because it is always often the boxers who are like, nah, I don't do that shit. Like, why would I do that shit? I just use my hands. But yeah, let's see. I mean, I would love to see like Devin Haney in a room with the Dagestanis just like hanging out, like learning wrestling from fucking Habib and Islam.
I don't think we ever see it.
DC can get him. Maybe DC's like, yeah, let's do it. Olive Branch, come on in. I'll take you down to Gilroy and we'll learn some wrestling.
We're literally beating up babies.
One last piece of news.
Who's the baby in this scenario? Devin?
It's for you to decide.
Okay.
Are your drops all up for interpretation, Frank?
All of them are, except for
that
can only mean one thing.
That can only mean one thing, which is
I thought he was gonna hit without
the sex.
Thanks. Yeah. One last bit of news. John Silva posting videos, pictures from the airport. He's on the move. He'll be heading to UFC London this weekend. And he says, we're heading out on this trip. We're invited by Hunter and Dana. We're going to watch the fight between Evloev and Murphy up close. And we're going to sign the contract for the belt. Obviously, that video being translated from Portuguese. After that boring fight, Evloev versus Murphy, I'm going to go up there and hand both of them their termination. So Jean Silva will be at the UFC London card to watch this, what should be title eliminator. Both guys on 9-fight winning streaks. I mean, some of the longest in the entire promotion. I think they're actually tied for second behind Islam. Undefeated in the promotion as well. It feels like if you get the 10 wins without losing in the UFC, you should probably just get a title shot, especially when you're beating high-level guys. That's beside the point. Jean Silva, though, is going to be in the arena. What do you think the chances are he is next for the title in this fight? If it ends up being boring, like he says, which it could be. It very well could be. Most Evloev is 9-0 in the UFC, 9 wins by decision. I want to turn the tables back on you. Turn them. You said it should be a number one contender fight. Yeah. Is it a number one contender fight? No. Yeah, I don't think so I do not think that the winner of this is guaranteed a title shot.
I don't think the winner of this is even the odds-on favorite to get a title shot.
Oh, wow.
Because we'll break down the fight, and I'll tell you how I feel, like which way I'm leaning on the main event as far as like how the main event actually plays out.
I actually think what you're saying shows us your cards on how you think the main event plays out.
Probably, and we can get into that in a second. But no matter who wins this, do you think that their performance will be better than John Silva's last performance, or more exciting, or more palatable for a casual fan, or something that the UFC would want to put in there? Knowing that Diego Lopez was thrown in there for a rematch last time.
I think there is a chance, but I don't think that is what is going to happen.
Okay, let's then further like get this granular. If Movsar Evloev or Lerone Murphy has an incredible performance, do you think they will get a title shot?
I think yes.
Okay, now let's get even more granular.
If, like, say Lerone goes out there and has a performance like Sean Strickland had against Fluffy Hernandez. He's stuffing Movsar takedown, he putting him on him, and he finishes him in the third round. I think he'll get a title shot.
Okay, let's get even more granular. Can it be spectacular without a finish? Do they need a finish to get a title shot?
I think the winner of this needs a finish.
Yeah. I think I'm in the same camp as you.
And this is all despite Alexander Volkanovski going on record and being like, Movsar's next, Lerone's next, all of this.
Volk does not duck the smoke. That's for 100%
Volk definitely
sure.
does not duck the smoke, but he also doesn't dictate who's going to fight next for the title.
He's not the type of guy who's going to be like, this is who I really want and you need to give it to me. He's just saying, I want the toughest challenge. This guy looks like the toughest challenge. And then the UFC is like, well, guess what? You got Diego Lopez. And he's just like, cool, I'll fight anybody. I'm fucking Alexander
Guess what? Now you got the guy that lost to Diego Lopez.
Yeah, and I could definitely see it happening.
Okay, so the way that I think it plays out, you have Movsar Evloev, like I said, 9-0 in the UFC.
Yep.
9 fights, 9 decision wins.
Yep.
Going against Lerone Murphy, who is 9-0-1 in the UFC. I know he's coming off the knockout of the year against Aaron Pico, but he hadn't had a finish. Contender. Several people gave him. I believe I gave him knockout of the year. But that was his first finish in 4 years. It's not like he has lethal one-hitter quitter power.
Yeah.
Obviously, it did on the night. It landed flush, and it knocked Aaron Pico out. Lerone Murphy has a 50% takedown defense going against a guy in Movsar Evloev who is going to force the issue on the grappling. He is going to go for takedowns. We've seen Lerone Murphy taken down in his last 3 fights. We've seen him go back and watch the Makwan Amirkhani fight. I know it's been several years since that.
Yeah.
Got controlled the entire first round. It was not looking good. Comes out, gets the flying knee. That was his last finish prior to the Aaron Pico fight. The Gabriel Santos fight, Santos was able to get 5 takedowns in that one. 50% takedown defense. We have seen Lerone Murphy be taken down before and struggle in the grappling, going against arguably the most wrestling heavy guy in the division who's able to have success on that 9-0 in the UFC. My concern is that this is similar to the last title fight when with Charles Oliveira. It's similar to the Hamza Chimaev. It's similar to the
don't call that a title fight.
BMF title fight. It ends up being Movsar Evloev getting like 19 minutes of control time and moving to 10-0 in the UFC. And everyone being like, this guy is boring.
That is how I feel the fight will play out. I do think Movsar Evloev is one of the better wrestlers we have in all of MMA, and I think he is going to be able to control Lerone Murphy. The glass, as it relates to Lerone specifically, you presented the glass half empty side of it, which is... He's been taken down a lot, and Movsar is one of the best at controlling people. He will get taken down a lot, and I don't like that for him. There's nothing that you said is factually incorrect there. It's very accurate. But there is a spin on that, which if you look at it is, he's won those fights. He has been controlled in these fights, but he is finding a way, despite having this gap in his game,
fair play,
to win the fights, right? And so that if I was somebody who wanted to put my faith in Lerone Murphy in this scenario, that's how I would look at it, right? We know that the wrestling is going to be a problem, and we know that Movsar is going to want to wrestle, no doubt. Lerone Murphy is going to know that, right? If you're preparing for Movsar Evloev, it's one of the most obvious game plans that you're going to face, right? This guy wants to grapple you, and he wants to control you, and most of the time, it does not lead to a finish. In the UFC, it has not led to a finish. You know this, and you can prepare for this. Now, is Movsar of a level that Lerone Murphy is not going to then be able to change the fates, right? He will get controlled and then not be able to overcome that and find a way to win like he has in the past. That's where I land. Like, I think Lerone Murphy is a very well-rounded and skilled fighter and can be dangerous in these moments that Movsar is going to stand with him. But I think Movsar is so much better at that game and controlling than the past opponents that he's faced that I don't know how many opportunities he's going to have to turn that tide. And so I think Movsar is going to be able to control him, like in the way that I think Movsar controls most people. And one thing I want to say about Movsar is, and I said this about Bilal, I think I've even said this in the past about Movsar specifically, I don't find him particularly boring, right? Like, there are boring fighters. I don't find his style particularly boring because I'm okay with grappling. I'm okay with the dominance that he's showing. And I think this idea that grappling inherently is boring is kind of taken hold that I don't quite understand. Like this idea that like as soon as you want to grapple, you're boring, right? And it's been propagated over the last couple of years of this like idea of like you're a crotch sniffer, right? Don't stand up and fight like a man, and that like grappling is not an element of MMA that anybody wants to see. For those people, I would say just go watch kickboxing or boxing. Like there are sports where this exists that you don't have to worry about grappling. In the sport of MMA, grappling is not inherently boring. And we saw that in Movsar's fight with Aljamain Sterling, right? Like Aljamain Sterling is a sensational grappler who at 45 showed that he could hang with the likes of Movsar and made that fight exciting because he is able to scramble with Movsar. He is able to show things that other opponents who Movsar has come up against were not able to show. And so to me, the onus is on Lerone Murphy to show something. The onus is on, if Movsar Evloev wants to come out there and shoot across the cage and take him down, that's not Movsar's problem to solve. That is Lerone Murphy's problem to solve. But here's where it gets interesting.
Okay.
If you are Movsar Evloev and you do that, you probably are acknowledging that you might not get the title opportunity. You have to have that in the back of your fucking head.
I have many, many things to say back to you. And
Tell me.
Okay. First and foremost, I actually do agree with you, is that his last fight against Aljamain Sterling was a good fight. That was mostly just grappling.
Yeah.
The Arnold Allen fight was also a good fight.
Great fight.
It was an exciting fight.
By the way, was that the one that Dana was like boring as shit? There was one.
Yeah. It was like
that was so weird.
The worst fucking fight on the card.
Weird.
It was a very exciting fight. I think the knee to the head and everything.
It wasn't like some crazy knockout.
There was I think our boy Almighty got played a little dirty there. That is
yeah. There's an argument.
No finishes in the UFC.
Yeah.
I also agree with you that grappling is not inherently boring. I don't mind when guys grapple. It can be very exciting. The issue is in that we've seen in a lot of these fights with the Charles Oliveira, the Hamzat Chimaev, the Islam Makhachev,
against JDM.
No one is really taking a risk once it gets to the ground. Both the guy grappling and the guy getting grappled. So it's not leading to any finishes. So it's sort of just leading to this dominance on the ground where they're just being controlled through each and every round. My issue with Movsar Evloev is, if you look at his stats across his UFC career, 9 fights, he has only been credited with 2 submission attempts. And they both came in the same fight against Hakeem Dawodu. So it's like, I don't mind you grappling, but like, are you inflicting violence? Are you putting damage on this guy? Are you trying to get the finish? And I think that's why he gets mixed up in this boring crowd, because some of his fights are boring. Just to be totally honest, and like, that's just the way it is.
Some of everybody, like, was Alex Pereira versus Magomed Ankalaev an exciting fight, right? Like,
exactly.
No.
Yeah.
Alex Pereira is one of the most exciting fighters on the planet. Max Holloway, Charles Oliveira are 2 of the most exciting fighters on the planet. There are many people who felt that fight was boring, right? Like, this happens. And by the way, that's not to discount the fact that you're saying like Movsar Evloev has a lot more of those fights, right? That's totally fair and totally factual. The point that you made that I think is the most important there is there are guys in the scenario like Hamzat where Dricus du Plessis is surviving, right? He is not trying to take a risk and he is not trying to get out of that position. He is trying to survive that position. Max Holloway, right? Max Holloway spent his entire time on the ground with Charles Oliveira in every round defending. He's avoiding
getting submitted.
Submissions, and he is avoiding that. The game has evolved to the point that it is very hard to submit guys when they are being that defensive, right? You can't just sneak the arm under anymore. If you could, Charles Oliveira would have submitted a Max Holloway, right? When you're comparing the grappling, it's fucking night and day. Charles Oliveira is an anaconda. He's a python. He's a snake. He's a killer.
To the point where, because Max Holloway didn't get submitted, he got his black belt.
That's right. And everybody's like, oh, wow, look at how great Max did. The game has evolved to the point that it is hard to submit a guy who is just being defensive. And that's what we're seeing when there's somebody as good as that. I don't blame Hamzat. I don't blame Charles Oliveira. I wouldn't blame Movsar Evloev. I would put more of the blame on the guy who's fighting defensively and not trying to escape and not taking a risk to say, I can change this fight. But I also will acknowledge the people who say, I don't find that exciting. This is not for me. I'm totally cool with that. That's fine. It's not Movsar's job to be exciting in this scenario, right? His job is to win fights. But the layer, the extra element of John Silva, who the opposite fighting style, right? A fucking madman who wants to go in there and is at all times trying to kill people with lethal attacks is going to be sitting there, and the UFC can look over here and go, we want that guy, or look right into the cage and be like, we want that guy. Put some pressure, in my opinion.
That is the other part of this that I wanted to get into. If that is the way that it goes for Movsar, if he uses a grappling heavy, wrestling heavy game plan, racks up control time and wins by decision, 10 fights, 10 decision wins in the UFC, him accepting that he might not get the title shot because of this. I mean, like, if you just think about Movsar just throughout his whole career, this is the first time we're going to be seeing him since December of 2024.
Yeah, that's
the
great.
last time he fought was the last time Shavkat fought. And it feels like we haven't seen Shavkat in forever. Shavkat got removed from the
He's
rankings.
a ghost at this point.
We have seen Colby Covington fight more recently than we've seen Movsar fight. Diego Lopez, you're just talking about him, debuted against Movsar Evloev in May of 2023. Movsar has fought twice since then. Diego has fought for the title twice since then and has had a total of 8 fights in the UFC. So not only is it the style, not getting finishes, but also it's just like, man, you're pretty inactive as well. So do we want this champion that's inactive, that's going against the grain in this style, that Dana has come out and said? He said it about Charles Oliveira. Yeah. One of the most exciting fighters on the roster in UFC history, most finishes, everything like that, after the BMF. And he's just like, yeah, man, we just don't really like that shit. We see it on Dana White Contender Series. We see it all the time. They are not for these boring fights. So if you do go out there as Movsar and you rack up 18 minutes of control time and you get a decision win, now you got 10 in a row in the UFC and you're 20-0 in your entire career, there is definitely a real chance that you're not going to get the title shot.
There is, and it just becomes at that point like a risk calculation, right? There's 2 risks at play. There's 2 sides of that coin. There's one risk, which is if I win in the way that I am accustomed to fighting and winning, I'm risking the title shot. The other side of that is if I don't fight like myself, I risk getting knocked the fuck out by Lerone Murphy.
And if I lose, I am 19. I am 19-0, and I've already won 9 in the UFC. If I lose, I'm never seeing that title shot.
Never. You're not touching it. And so those are the risk calculations, right? Do I do whatever it takes to win, but there's a chance that I have to wait longer, or do I risk it all and maybe I win, maybe I don't? But if I don't, I am cooked. I am never getting back.
There is like the Bilal. The UFC hated him. When is he ever going to get the title shot? Yada, yada, yada.
Leon Edwards.
He eventually got it. Leon Edwards. UFC hates him. When's he going to get the title shot? Blah, 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 blah. He eventually got the title shot. There is that argument to be made that it's just like if you're Mozart, you become undeniable at some point.
And by the way, it's not like Lerone Murphy isn't facing the same thing, right?
Yeah.
He's another guy who's on a crazy win streak that everybody said should have been fighting for that belt and didn't get the opportunity. It's 2 of the same guys.
These guys were right there.
They were there
to have the title shot in Australia.
Yep, they could have done it.
They could have just booked it then.
Yeah.
The UFC is clearly being like, we need to see something.
Yeah.
And the fact that John Silva is going to this fight on Saturday and he's saying it is by invitation from Dana and Hunter.
John Silva says things. I don't know if 100% that one's accurate.
In the same sentence, he was also like, I'm going to hand them their letters of termination.
Yeah, exactly. And both of them, too.
So yeah. It doesn't even fucking matter
who wins. I don't care. You're both right.
So I don't know if you can trust that. But the fact that he's going to be there, they were right there. They gave it to Diego Lopez. It feels like they need to do something spectacular to get that title shot.
I don't think anybody has gone into the locker room and said, maybe they have. Maybe the matchmakers have said to their managers, you'd better get a finish here. I don't think that's happened. But the implication is very clear. The implication is you haven't gotten the title shot to this point for one very specific reason, and you need to change the tide, right? That's why you haven't gotten it. I wonder if we see a different version of Mafsar, but it opens you up for that risk of if I play around and I'm trying to take the risks that I don't normally take, I'm opening myself up to lose and then not come back here. Let me ask you this. If you were to be, if Lerone Murphy wins this fight, let me phrase it this way. If Lerone Murphy wins this fight, how does he do it? What is the path for Lerone Murphy?
He has to keep it standing.
He has to stuff the takedowns.
Whether it's long enough to clip Mofsar and hurt him, but he cannot just be getting dumped on his head.
He can't give it up. He can't just let him take him down.
No. Well, obviously, he's not going to do that, but I mean,
some guys do.
I was going to say, we'll get into it in just a second. Mofsar is looking absolutely jacked. I mean, creatine and push-ups is
Shout
doing
out.
wonders for my man.
Chicken and broccoli, fried rice.
Yeah, I mean, I think you have to keep it standing. I know it's a dumbed down game plan, but like you cannot just be getting dumped over and over every single round.
Yeah, and Lerone Murphy is capable of. He has such a high ceiling. I believe, like, he's physically incredibly imposing. He's a great striker. He's a decent enough grappler, but the takedown defense is a deficiency that I think, like, this is the tailor-made matchup. If you're Movsar Evloev, that this guy gives you the opportunity to really do what you're going to do. Every time I picture this fight, I obviously see Movsar taking him down, but I don't think Lerone is like dead on arrival. I don't think he's completely out of it, and I'd love to see him just showcase something different here. I'd love to have seen, as I said, the preparation for this fight has to be the most linear that he's ever had in his career. It's not going 10 different places. It's not going to be on the cage. It's not going to be here. I know exactly what this guy wants to do with me, and I have to prepare my hardest to do that. Hopefully he's brought in the appropriate training partners and the grapplers that he, that were available to him, the best guys that he could face. I have to imagine that he's game planned for this. But then there's certain guys, and Movsar might just be in this territory where it's like, it doesn't really matter what your game plan is, right? If you're Dricus du Plessis, you had to know Khamzat Chimaev was going to come in and try to put you on your back.
If you're JDM.
And you can't really do, and if you're JDM, you know that Islam wants to put you on your back. Sometimes you just can't do shit. These guys are too good. Everybody who faced Khabib had to know what that guy was going to do, and you just can't stop it.
It's just such a fascinating matchup to me because these two dudes are 9 fight win streaks, undefeated in the UFC. I believe Lerone is 17-0-1 in his career. Something like 18-0-1. Movsar is 19-0. This should be a bona fide number one contender. Movsar, we haven't seen him since 2024. He's coming into enemy territory, into London to fight against the home countrymen in front of his crowd and everything like that. And I haven't seen it being sold that way at all this week.
No, and I won't look at that as a specific indictment because the reality is the UFC doesn't sell any fight like that anymore, even though they should, right? The most obvious number one contender fights are never number one contender fights because they just don't want to put that pressure on themselves to deliver on, hey, we said this is the fight, and then it's not. But yes, you're like, everything you're saying is right and factual, and it just plays into this reality that we're facing, which is fans say they want meritocracy. They really, really say they want meritocracy. And you see it. Every time Lerone or Movsar gets skipped over, you see the outcry. How could they skip this guy? Look at this. Look at his win streak. How is it not happening? But if you caught them in an honest moment and you asked them, would you rather watch John Silva fight? The answer is always yes.
Would the honest moment be 97 seconds into round 4 of Saturday?
That's the moment to ask them.
Just got his 11th takedown.
Yep, that's the exact moment.
All right, a couple other wrinkles that I want to get into with this fight. We saw some rumors swirling on Twitter last week, like, oh, Movsar's out of the fight, everything like this. He's having these issues. He was asked about that on Full Send MMA, and here's what he had to say. He did struggle. Take a listen.
Were you counting the days like, man, is this thing going to get to me on time?
Last week, I like, I almost know that I'm not fighting, but I'm still keep my diet, still doing what I have to do, because, it's always one chance. And I believe that. And finally, как сказать, моя вера подтвердилась.
My faith came through. My faith helped me out.
Yeah. So, и конечно, ментально я был готов к этому, и я понимал, что просто очередные препятствия, и мужчина должен проходить их, как бы тяжело не было, потому что, как я и сказал, я верен в своей цели. И не знаю, что должно произойти, чтобы я сбился с нее.
Mentally I was prepared for it. I knew that there was just more things that were in my way, more kind of, stops that I had to go through. But this is how it is. We are men. Man have to be able to deal with this kind of thing. I have a goal. I have a final resolve that I want to get to, and nothing can stop me to get to that final point.
I mean, so crazy. He's saying right there, he was just like, yeah, I was getting in the mindset that I wasn't going to fight, and I just kept up with my diet just in case that I could.
Yeah, and he's not the first fighter to face these issues, right? We hear stories like this more often than you would expect in the high level sport that this is, where guys are going down to the wire to get their visas, right? What was it, like Dan Hooker talking about it, and ahead of the Nasrat Haqparast fight? Like, it just happens sometimes, and this is unfortunate, but it does add to me to the pressure of, like, if you're Mavsar, right? I'm sweating out getting a fucking visa just to even get to the fight. Then you get to the fight, and it's like, do I want to risk losing right now? Do I want to do whatever they're asking me to do, which is like rain down elbows from the ceiling, kill this guy, submit him, do whatever? Or do I want to do what's going to guarantee me the win? It just adds to that to me. Like, if I'm in those shoes and I'm just thinking about it, I don't want to risk that. And to your point, it feels like there should be an inevitability, right? Which is, if you win enough, no matter how they don't like you, Bilal Muhammad being one of the best examples, right? The UFC's never seemed like they've been fans of Bilal Muhammad. Eventually, they have to give it to you. And so he's in a difficult position here on Saturday.
You asked about Lerone Murphy, how he wins. Well, back in November, I believe it was, he posted on Twitter a couple of screenshots from sparring footage, and he said he ain't undefeated. And, everyone's speculating that it's Movsar Evloev. Well, they were asked by UFC Europe on social this week during media days about the post, and they essentially admitted that, that was Movsar in the pictures, and Lerone caught him. Here's both these guys. They're asking Lerone about it. What's the history of it, man? Movsar saying, honestly, I didn't even know he posted that screenshot. I didn't even know that it was him. Lerone playing dumb. Movsar saying it was 8 years ago in Thailand. Says, it was some guy, and turns out it was Lerone Murphy. Said he took a moment, landed a liver shot. Says shit happens.
Taking anything away from that.
He said, I'm actually glad that he posted it because I didn't know it was him. So now I know, and we can settle it on Saturday. Lerone just kind of laughs it off.
Yeah.
So Lerone posted it, deleted it, did a little tweet and delete back in, I think it was November, when he found out that he wasn't getting the title shot or anything like that. But Movsar's owning up to it. He's like, it was me. Liver shot.
Well,
shit happens.
What that tells me, both of their responses tells me everything that I need to know, which is Lerone saying, I'm not taking too much from it. Like, him also acknowledging it's 8 years ago, it was in the training room, and then Movsar saying, I'm glad he posted it, now I know who to take it out on, tells me that they both know what the score is, right? That it was in the training room and it wasn't a particularly highlight moment, to the point that Movsar didn't even know it was Lerone Murphy, and Lerone Murphy didn't even know to post it because he didn't know it was Movsar. I don't make much of it. It's so long ago, it's in the training room. But if you're Lerone, maybe a little bit of confidence, right? That you can hurt this guy. Not necessarily that in a UFC octagon, this is how I'm going to get my hand raised. I'm going to just do that same thing and it's over. But at least you've seen him. You've seen him on the mat and you know that he's vulnerable and that you can do it. That has to give him at least a little bit more confidence.
Also, one other thing you talked about, sometimes the game plan, it's going to be wrestling, it's going to be grappling, and there's just nothing you can do about it. The guy just overpowers you. He's just too good, everything like that. We've seen some videos and some pictures of Movsar this week. I haven't seen him since December of 24. He is looking absolutely chiseled. He's always in good shape, but this week, how do you even get to the point where your abs look like that?
Yeah, it's comic book shit.
I mean, we're talking about is he even flexing right now, or is it just we're talking 8-pack washboard no matter what?
Yeah, he's in good shape.
It is really comic book shit. Let's go to the side by side. This is from the last time he fought Aljamain Sterling, and now
it looks thicker.
What's the pecs, the biceps, bro? What are we doing? A couple curls?
Yeah.
Push-ups, maybe some creatine on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and chocolate milk on Tuesday, Thursday.
That's it. You got to just you got to get after it in the gym,
Body weight pull-ups, chocolate milk.
I don't have the answer because my body doesn't look like that.
A couple hard-boiled eggs. His biceps are fucking ridiculous.
Yeah. By the way, I mean, not for nothing. Lerone Murphy ain't a guy in bad shape either. That dude cuts a striking image. He's got a hell of a physique as well. Yeah.
The chat's saying, are we ruling out Secret Juice? Secret Juice, what do you guys mean by that?
I mean, Paulo Costa sells that. He might be.
Who's the chat?
You guys said it. I didn't say it. You guys said it. You guys. I mean,
yeah. Look,
all natural for sure.
Mavsar is in tremendous shape. A fucking incredible wrestler. The deck is stacked against Lerone Murphy here. The deck is absolutely stacked against Lerone Murphy, and he is going to have to summon something that we haven't potentially seen from him before. He's going to have to fight a perfect fight, or at least just good enough. He's going to have to fight a fight where it's like the takedown defense has to be the best it's ever been. The striking has to be the most on point it's ever been, and he's going to have to do something that is counter to what we have seen in the past. Because if it starts rolling downhill, yeah, Mavsar's a steam engine, man. It's going to hit him hard.
Final pick?
Mavsar Evloev by decision.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you. Mavsar Evloev by decision.
I think a finish is possible, but the route to it, I think, is him opening up on top, not like submissions. Because as I said, Lerone Murphy knows how to stay safe. Every UFC caliber fighter at this point knows how to stay safe. It's so hard to get submissions like that at this level. When you're a top guy, once you get defensive, once you get into that shell, it's extremely hard to hunt those. We just saw Charles on Max's back. It is difficult. If Mavsar opens up with some like downward elbows, glancing blows, and really just starts trying to like lay damage on him, that's the potential path to a finish that I can see.
Right now, the fight to go the distance is minus 290 for a 5-rounder.
Well, because even if Lerone wins, you expect that it's going to be like points, right?
Yeah.
He's going to just accumulate more strikes.
Yeah.
So
we'll see what happens. Let's go to the co-main event. Luke Riley taking on Michael Aswell Jr. This is a huge spot for Luke Riley. Obviously fighting out of Next Gen MMA, same gym as Paddy Pimblett, who's been, around town during media day and everything like that. But undefeated fighter, co-main, UFC London. His last 3 wins are by knockout. If he can go out and do the same here, you can strap the rocket to his back, man. He will be big in the UK.
yeah, this is a showcase fight, no doubt about it. This is like the spot that they give to guys like Paddy Pimblett, and now Luke is sliding into that spot. The expectation here is that he's going to impress, and then you start building him as a name that when you come back to the UK, you can capitalize on that. And then if you keep doing it longer, if you get into that Paddy Pimblett territory, then you become a global roadshow, right? You become somebody who can fight in Vegas, fight anywhere. But yeah, this is an endorsement. This is the UFC saying, like, we believe that you could be a guy, show it to us. And so that's the type of performance he has to have.
Yeah, I mean, he's a guy similar to Paddy Pimblett. Spent a lot of time in Cage Warriors his entire career before this. He was 11-0. So, yeah, I mean, I'm excited to see it. He's like a minus 240 favorite. Yeah. I side with him to get it done against Michael Aswell. Like super young, got the look, got the gift of the gab. So, yeah, it's exciting. Like, I'm looking forward to this. It's a spot where a new star can be born.
100%. This is where past UK stars have been born.
Let's go to the featured bout. My guy, MVP. You heard that right.
You said B?
MVP, Michael Bathroom Page. Obviously famous from me mistakenly asking Michael Venom Page if he was in the bathroom. Michael, hey, I'm shitting here, Page. Michael, no, you dickhead, I'm not in the bathroom, Page. Yeah, tough look for your boy on that one. Y'all gave it to me in the comments, that's for sure. He's taking on Sam Patterson, who, talk about on a run. A lot of people, like us included, were like, what the hell is this fight?
Yeah.
Sam Patterson is on a 4-fight win streak, and he has finished each of these guys in the very first round.
No doubt, and I'll say this, and I think you'll agree, but you tell me, none of the surprise was that we don't think Sam Patterson is a good fighter or can be a good fighter. It's only in the sense that for Michael Venom Page, this fight seemingly doesn't advance him anywhere, right? A win over Sam Patterson, while I think a capable fighter, doesn't really put him any higher in the rankings, right? Doesn't vault him up and get him anywhere that he would be looking to be, because MVP is the type of guy, like, he's fighting Ian Garry's of the world, right? Sam Patterson is just as far as name value goes. To your point, though, I think Sam Patterson is still an extremely dangerous fighter. He has some physical capabilities that typically give him an advantage over most. The problem in this scenario for him is Michael Venom Page is also a long, rangy guy. Like, he is also somebody who physically is going to match him in that department. And as far as being a slicker striker, like that's where MVP shines. Like I think this is the type of matchup where MVP can really style on him. And so maybe this is a blessing in disguise. Maybe this is the type of opportunity where it's like, if you had been facing somebody with a more of a name value or higher up in the rankings or whatever, it might have been harder for MVP to get the finish that I think he needs in order to get back like on track with where he wants. It's clear that for one reason or another, the UFC doesn't like take to MVP in the way that I think a lot of fans seem to. Again, you know, he's fighting to decisions, and that's okay. It hasn't been like we haven't had that like signature MVP performance, that type of finish that he was getting in Bellator and prior to joining the UFC. Sam Patterson could be the guy where he has the ability to show his style, and so that's what I'm hoping for.
Sam Patterson is a dude who hasn't been to a decision since June of 2021. Yeah. Almost all of his fights finish in the first round, even though one that he lost in against Ian Alash-Moose. I think he's a dude that's willing to take those risks.
Takes risks.
And MVP could capitalize on that and get a finish as well. I agree with you. I think the matchup is great for him. Sam Patterson is going to be the exact same size as him, which I feel like both these dudes are kind of not used to the
100%.
Dude looking them dead in the eyes.
Yep.
But the experience of Michael Venom Page, especially in the striking, like that long, rangy striker. Trey Waters, Danny Barlow, Kiefer Crosby, and Johan Lines are not MVP.
No.
Like I understand that he is finishing these dudes and he's looking good in it, but I just think the experience of MVP is going to carry him here. I think he's better in the striking. My only concern is that Sam Patterson does have a pretty good ground game. Like if he did go to the grappling, that's obviously not where MVP is going to shine. I mean, in that third round against Ian Gary, that's really the only reason he lost that fight is because of the grappling. But if it stays striking, I really like the experience of MVP. I think he gets it done regardless.
Yeah, I like MVP here. He frustrates the best of strikers, right? And Sam Patterson's not on that level. Look, it remains to be seen. I'll put it that way. I haven't seen something from Sam Patterson that makes me think he wins a straight-up striking match with MVP yet. But this could be the showcase that allows him to kind of like show that, right? This is a huge step up in competition, and there's certain guys, right? Like we're talking about Melky Costa. Could you have a while ago have predicted Melky Costa to be able to ascend to this level and be getting the finishes he's getting and looking as good as this? No. I think Sam Patterson has high potential and a real good opportunity here to show something like that, where all of a sudden it changes the narrative around him completely. But MVP has a way of frustrating even the best of strikers, frustrating the people that look good against everybody. And then you get it like a Kevin Holland, right? When you strike with Kevin Holland, it always is exciting. It's always fun. And he's typically the one who's kind of frustrating people. Against MVP, it looked like he's never been in a cage before. And so MVP has a way of doing that to people. And I think he'll be able to do that to Patterson. You raise a great point, though. If he decided to grapple, it changes the game completely.
I was going to say, like you talk about the striking against Ian Gary. Ian Gary had to go to the grappling to beat MVP.
Yeah.
Like that third round is the one that decided it. Shara Bullet comes in undefeated, and he makes easy work of him. I feel like this is a test too far right now for Sam Patterson, and he could prove me wrong, to your point. Like that's a great point about the Melky Costa. If a guy isn't a highly touted prospect, you sort of don't see it coming all the time.
That's it.
Especially when they have losses before. And Sam Patterson's first loss in the UFC was bad against the dude that
it was a bad loss. Double
the size of Ian Alash-Moose and getting finished in the first round.
Yep.
So yeah, you could be right, but for now I'm siding with with MVP.
This is one of those you need to show me it. I need to see it, but he's only 29, 30? Like
he's obviously getting better.
He's getting better, and MVP is getting up there in age, right? There's only so long. His game is not predicated. Like they always say, the cliche is the power is the last to go, right? The speed is the thing that goes first. And MVP's entire game is based on his agility and speed, right? He's not there to be hit when you're trying to hit him, and he's there to hit you when your defenses are open. That game is not an older man's game, right? As we saw with like an Anderson Silva. As you get older, that starts to fade. That's the thing that fades away. And so MVP to me still looks like MVP, and I will predict that he will win this fight and pick him to win this fight. But there is going to be a day where all of a sudden the MVP game doesn't work for MVP.
Right. Let's keep rolling along. This might be the one, boys. This is the one. This is the one that you sit the friends down for. Iwo Barnowski taking on Austin Lane. Iwo back after that fight of the year contender against Ivo Aslan. Absolutely insane. I think maybe the only reason it didn't win for some people is because it didn't go long enough. It ends up
one round.
Yeah, and it didn't even make it the full round.
Yeah.
But like this is they're tailor making another matchup for him. You're giving him Austin Lane. Iwo, all of his wins are coming by finish. Austin Lane, all of his losses are coming by finish. He's been knocked out 6 times in his career. You know Iwo's going to push the pace. Austin Lane will oblige. This feels like if this goes to the second round, I'll be like, what the fuck is going on? How did this make it to 2?
But unlike some other matchups, this does not feel like a war in the making. This feels like Iwo is going to come in and just cold cock.
Iwo minus 600 makes sense.
Yeah.
Iwo in round 1 has to be minus money. Let's say.
I'm sure.
Fight ends. Oh, round 1 submission. No. Fight ends by KO. Round 1 is minus 160.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The odds on outcome of this fight is him knocking out Austin Lane in the first round.
Iwo Barnowski minus 175 to win in round 1.
Yeah. That makes sense. That is likeliest outcome here. It doesn't feel like I can't wait for these guys to stand and bang. It's going to be over quick if this goes as expected.
Roman Dolidze taking on Christian Leroy Duncan. CLD kind of feeling like a guy who's starting to put it all together as well.
Yeah.
3-fight win streak, 5-1 in his last 6. Now he's getting a ranked opponent in Roman Dolidze. A lot of guys with opportunities here. Luke Riley has an opportunity to really step into the limelight. Sam Patterson with a win would step into the rankings and get a really big win on his resume. CLD can step into the rankings. Mason Jones versus Axel Sola. Axel Sola doesn't have many good wins. Lucien Keita getting Nathaniel Wood. There's a lot of guys with opportunities here. But back to the Dolidze CLD fight. I think in the striking, CLD is just going to be able to style on him, and Roman hasn't really gone with a grappling heavy game plan since early in his UFC career.
Yeah, he's a very good grappler, but I think CLD is well-rounded enough to kind of deal with everything that Roman has. And then when it comes to the power, the speed, it's all on the side of CLD, right? If this becomes a striking battle, you have to favor CLD in this scenario. And in my head, I was just like, man, it feels like it's been so long since Roman won a fight. But you actually look at the record, it really was just the loss to Fluffy.
He's only got 2 losses in his entire career.
Yeah, and before that, he's beating Marvin Vettori, he's beating Kevin Holland, he's beating Anthony Smith. But I feel like the Fluffy fight was so kind of one-sided, where Fluffy was just bullying him and big brothering him, that in my head I had it remembered as Roman hasn't had a good moment in a while. The Marvin Vettori fight was just certainly nothing to write home about, but he was able to get it done. CLD to me, I think, is going to be more aggressive, faster, stronger, and just have an opportunity to finish this fight. So while Roman, I think, is fighting vastly superior competition, although at the time he's fighting Marvin Vettori, we look at that as okay, these are top guys. Now it has come to be clear that Marvin Vettori has just kind of lost a step. It's not been a good run for him. I favor CLD, although I in my head I counted out Roman more than I think is actually appropriate. I think he's live in this fight, but the physical advantages and the age is all on the side of CLD, so I'll side with that.
To me, Roman needs to go to the ground. He's a physical brute, man. He's an absolute beast if he gets into the ground like that. That finish of Jack Hermanson a few years back, where Jack was kind of dominating and he was just able to get it into that position where Jack could do nothing and he just had to eat the punches until the finish came. He's nasty on the ground, and I think that's where he needs to go to win this fight.
Can he get it there, though? CLD is just an imposing dude.
Yeah.
He's massive.
That's why we're going to watch.
Yeah.
We're going to find out. Last fight on the main card we'll talk about. First one that you'll see on Saturday, Curtis Pink Panther Campbell making his debut against Danny Silva. Danny Silva last time out lost to Kevin Viejos.
That ages well.
That ages very well at this point. You're talking about the number 10 ranked featherweight in the division. But Curtis Campbell comes in as a minus 240 favorite, making his debut off a Contender Series, getting the pink shorts. I mean, he's getting the Sean O'Malley treatment.
Oh, shout out already?
The Pink Panther, baby. He's getting the custom shorts. He's, they're strapping the rocket on the old KC's back.
Just with the pink shorts?
Yeah. Big stuff. The pink tighties, as he calls them.
Yeah, admittedly, one of the guys I know less about, but I'm excited to kind of see what he has.
Yeah, I mean, it's another thing similar to Luke Riley, and I know we've seen Luke Riley fight in the UFC already, but this guy coming in off a Contender Series could have that British, rub after Saturday. They're having him kick off the main card. I don't think Danny Silva is a slouch.
No.
He's got a few UFC wins under his belt, lost to Kevin Viejos, but it'd be a big win for Curtis Campbell.
Yeah, as you said, that loss ages well, right? You don't really, I almost discount that at the point in his career where he is. You almost look at that as okay, met a guy who is very clearly better than we all expected, or at least ahead of where we all expected. Kevin Vacheios is still extremely young, and so I'm in, like, these are the types of fights that I don't know how, like, there's not enough data, there's not enough tape, there's not enough that I know about these guys to make a strong prediction, a strong call, but it's a fun fight.
Quick update before we get to the prelims here on UFC London.
Yes,
March Madness going on. I told you at the top of the show, I was on TCU. They're up 17. They have completely crumbled. They have fallen to next to nothing. They are now down 1, 51-50.
Boy.
They were up 39-22. So that's almost a 30-11 run. It's tough.
It's tough.
Yeah, it's tough.
They're not out of it, though. Yeah, how much time is left in the game?
7 minutes. They're only down 1. They just got to flip the script. They got to flip the script. They're down 16 in the second half right now, 27-11. So let's get some basket.
They got to go on their own run.
Some baskets. Yep. I'm also on Nebraska minus 13.5. They're up 14. Okay, all right.
Oh, they were only up 1 before you said.
Yeah, they're cruising. We just got to put the clamps down in the second half. I'm on Louisville money line, 24-11 right now. Okay, we're looking okay. Can't believe we're sitting on air right now. They're March Madness, but we do it for the people. We do it for you. Let's roll along to the prelims. Mason Jones taking on Axel Solo, the Aries champ, 1-0 in the UFC. This is not an easy test for him, man. Mason Jones, 2-0 since his return to the UFC, beat a vet in Jeremy Stevens, and then got a finish last time out. He's only a slight underdog, but I don't know. I side with Mason Jones and the experience in this one.
I'm back with like the Mason Jones hype, right? Like he was somebody who came in and then didn't maybe have the success that we expected. I believe in Mason Jones' skills. That's like I like Mason Jones and I like him in this fight.
Nathaniel Wood versus Lucien Keita. This is my main event. This is the people's main event. I can't believe this one isn't on the main card. I mean, like, could we not have I guess I was gonna say I don't know. Delice CLD is good. You got a ranked fighter in that one.
Nah, this is appropriate.
This is a fantastic fight. Lucien Keita was supposed to debut back in, September against Patricio Pitbull. Missed weight. We saw that video come out of him basically begging him to take the fight. He was devastated. He couldn't believe it. Some people thought he might be cut, but alas, he is going to fight again at 145 as well. That was the issue with the Patricio Pitbull fight. He was a double champ in Octagon. 145 and 155 was 155 before coming to the UFC, so some people thought he might move up to 155. But nope, we are getting him at 145, and he's taking on a vet in Nathaniel Wood. I mean, it just tells you how much the UFC thinks of this guy, that they were willing to have him debut against Patricio Pitbull. That doesn't work out. Okay, instead, we'll give you Nathaniel Wood, 13-fight UFC veteran, 6-1 in his last 7. So they obviously think this guy is the real deal. He seems to be it over an Octagon, has nasty KO power. But man, being a favorite to Nathaniel Wood, being a minus 250
it's the
favorite.
last spot you want to be.
To Nathaniel Wood in your UFC debut. I'm not sure if I love that spot. I mean, obviously he is incredibly talented, but I'm signing with the crafty vet, Nathaniel Wood, bro. You can't get me off Nathaniel Wood, man.
I love that. You mentioned obviously the way he came onto the radar in terms of not being able to make weight and Patricio Pitbull not taking the fight and all that is not the way you want to go. But you can't cut a guy like this because of how there's exciting a prospect he is.
Yeah, there's serious potential. He's fighting out of Belgium, which is not really a major country.
Yeah, not a hot spot.
It's not a hot spot. So if you can have someone like that repping for you, he's got potential. He's got the finishes. He's got the skills. So
as you said, the UFC believes that too, right? They're putting him in this position against a guy, Nathaniel Wood, that's not like a typical debutante type fight. There's a lot of hype around him. There's a lot of faith in him. There's a guy on Twitter who used to DM me about him all the time, just saying, this is the next guy. This is the next prospect that you need to keep an eye on. And he's kind of lived up to that so far. Tough fight for Nathaniel Wood, man. And by the way, Nathaniel Wood's the type of game guy that doesn't care. Every fight is a tough fight. I'm going to go in there and just fight the best guys in the world. Name, no name, ranked, not ranked, doesn't really matter. Nathaniel Wood's one of the gamer of all gamers in the sport of MMA. I favor Keita. I think it's going to be good for him. Look, last time Nathaniel Wood fought, after he got dropped, I was like, you should play this. Nathaniel Wood's going to come back and win this fight. If you get dropped by Keita, I don't think you come back to win fights. That's the big difference between him and everybody else. And so this is a dicey game. Nathaniel Wood tends to get hit a lot, right? That's kind of the game. He plays a game where it's like he's putting up high volume. He's beating you by decision. He outlasts people. He survives the early storm. This is not a guy whose early storm you really survive. And so I don't like the matchup for Nathaniel Wood. On the flip side of it, if you run out of gas, if you're Keita and you run out of gas, you are absolutely cooked because Nathaniel Wood will be there in round 3 pummeling you. That is just how these fights go. If you've only got a round and a half left in you because the weight cut took it out of you, by the 7-minute mark, Nathaniel Wood's going to be hitting third gear and now you're cooked. You're just done. Okay. So it's fun.
One other bit of news here when it comes to this matchup, Petr Yan posted earlier this week that he's launching his own token on Royal Tizov, the first human stock market.
Sorry, Royal what?
Say it again.
Royal Tizov.
Okay.
Royal Tizov, and he's got like a little trophy in his hand. He got ratioed bad. And everyone was like, no, Peter, don't do it.
This is news about this fight.
Because I was on Lucien Keita's Instagram, and he is also partnered with Royal Tizov.
Oh, shut up.
And it looks like they're working on his own token. Before he even made it.
Hope that goes well.
Hope it goes well for him. Yeah, I got Nathaniel Wood, though. I like the breakdown.
I'll go opposite you, but...
Legitimately, when Nathaniel Wood got dropped in that last fight, you were like, we should live bet Nathaniel Wood. It's going to be 29-28.
Yeah, and that's just how he goes. But I fucking love Nathaniel Wood, man. Like, he's just... I think he's going to lose this fight.
Okay.
And there's many fights where I think Nathaniel Wood's going to lose. But what's amazing about him is he finds ways to win half those fights. He has a fucking incredible story. He's an interesting person. He's got the whole story with his daughter overcoming... I believe it was like a heart issue. Like he's just such a easy fighter to get behind.
Dude.
He's so pro.
He's fucking good. He's 10-3 in the UFC.
So good.
He's got crispy boxing.
I love.
He always comes game. How can you not? Here we go.
Fucking love Nathaniel Wood.
Let's get it going for NW, baby. Let's get it going.
I really do.
All right. Yeah, Nathaniel.
And that said, I am picking Keita to win.
All right, let's keep rolling. Mario Pinto back for the first time since his promo of the year contender.
Oh, yeah.
He faked like he couldn't speak English.
I forgot about that. God, that was good.
And then ripped it clean. He obviously trains in London, reps the Portuguese flag, trains in London, so he's very well equipped to speak the Queen's English, as they Do
you think he could do it again? Could he fool everybody one more time?
I think he can't go back to the bit.
The cat's out of the bag?
Yeah, he can't go back to the bit. He's taking on Felipe Franco, and he is the biggest favorite on the card. At some books, he is minus 1,000. I imagine he's probably going to win.
This is going to be a squash, yeah.
Yeah, it's just a setup for him to get on the mic. And
I was going to say, this is all just for him to cut a promo. That's what I want to see.
Pressure's on. He's undefeated.
Yep.
He gets finishes. He's a heavyweight, which... having any sort of personality and getting finishes, is tough. Get on the mic, get a finish, get on the mic, cut a promo in front of the crowd. Everyone goes nuts. Mario Pinto is here. Rank him.
Yeah.
Rank him.
Getting ranked at heavyweight is like probably one of the easiest things you can do in UFC right now.
Another fascinating one, Antonio Tricoli taking on Mantis Kondratavicius. I believe he was the winner of the Jasmine Award last year. He is making his UFC debut off of Dana White Contender Series. In his debut, he's a minus 700. 8-0. All 8 professional wins are coming by finish. All wins by first or second round finish. Antonio Tricoli on the other side. 0-3, been finished in every single one of his UFC fights.
Yeah, last time we were here, you said... basically, he's more poker player than fighter at this point.
Do we have his Instagram feed? Do we have that picture of Antonio Tricoli's Instagram feed? Let's see. Touring around London. Poker.
Yeah.
Him getting interviewed at a poker tournament. Tricoli, it feels like from his social media, he has made his...
career choice.
Where what he prioritizes is clear, and that is not the sport of mixed martial arts. It is poker. And he seems to be successful at it. I can't imagine going up against the killer in Kondratavicius. Whether he is fit to be in the UFC and dominant, and my mistake, I said he was 8-0 earlier. He's 8-1. He does have the one loss back at Aries FC 16. We all remember.
Yeah, I was there.
But this is a guy that comes in minute 6 on Contender Series, 47 seconds before that, round 1 before that, a 6-second KO before that, minute 55 before that.
Jesus Christ.
This guy is coming out to take your head off.
Yeah.
I can't imagine this one's going to go long.
No.
Tricoli Kondravicius
Under.
and round 1 and Barnewski, Austin Lane ending in round 1 might be
the parlay.
That might be the parlay. That might be the one that feeds the families. Louis Sutherland taking on Brando Pericic. Louis Sutherland had that great promo hype up video for him making his debut, but ultimately came up short in that one.
But can you throw that away? It is Walter Walker.
True.
Doing the heel hook to everybody. Like, I think it was obviously disappointing, but like I'm willing to just give him a reset on that one.
And is Brando Pericic a world beater? He's 5-1.
Yeah.
He beat Elisha Ellison. I'm not even gonna lie. Brando Pericic versus Elisha Ellison sounds like a made-up matchup. If I'm no disrespect, but he's a minus 255 against him.
Why did Brando Pericic come up? There was some reason he came up.
I know. I was just thinking the same thing.
Something happened that we brought him up, and I can't remember what it was. Anyway.
Yeah, it was really, really deep, low-ranked heavyweight lore.
Point being, I'm still excited about Louis Sutherland because it seems like he has a good personality. We've got the trap picture that we always refer back to, the transformation between the trap picture on Tapology and the current state. But I think he could be fun. But yeah, he's a big dog here, and he's facing, if this doesn't go well, I don't know how long he is for the UFC.
Yeah, me neither. Hopefully he wins. Gets it done for the Scots.
I mean, he could be a ranked heavyweight or he could be out. It doesn't matter. Like
Scots. Another one, Shamrock, who's also repping Next Gen MMA, just like Luke Riley, the gym that Patty Pimlet's at, taking on Abdul Kareem Al Sawadi. He is a slight underdog here. I'd really like to see him get in the win column.
Yeah,
he's active on social media. He seems to got a personality. He'll talk shit. Obviously, with Patty, with Luke Riley, I'd like to see him get a win here.
That is accurate, but he does seem like the lesser of that. Like the reality is, in the last fight, I think it was either closely lined or he was an underdog again. And so we'll see. Sink or swim here. Sink or swim.
And then we kick off the night. Obviously, you got to do it. Melissa Mullins, Luana Carolina, and Chanel Dyer versus Ravena Oliveira. Luana Carolina, not great luck in London.
What was her record in London?
Well, you got to remember the loss to Molly McCann, where Molly McCann grabbed the belt afterward. Have you been seeing online that people
Oh, that's right. She got slept.
Yeah, the spinning back elbow.
Oh, my God.
Have you seen people theorizing that was the rip in the timeline, and that's when the UFC started going to shit? Was when Molly McCann strutted around the octagon with the fake UFC belt.
There's actually momentum that was like where it all collapsed.
That's where it all went wrong. We
went to the alternate timeline, the darker timeline.
Yeah. And then she lost to Joanne Wood at UFC 286. And I think she did beat. Was that Lucy?
That was also in the UK?
Yeah, man.
Oh damn! All right, yeah. Maybe she is cursed there
in London. So yeah, it should be a great card. Update on TCU Ohio State 58-57. TCU. I'm shitting bricks over here.
You just have money line, right?
Yeah, just TCU money line plus 110. Can we get a second screen in here?
No.
Second screen going. All right, that's UFC London. I'm looking forward to it. A daytime card. Main event has stakes, potentially.
Does it?
Co-main event has stakes.
You sure?
Potentially. Should see some good finishes. I'll watch. I can't wait. It's a Euro weekend, baby, because on Friday, tomorrow, we got PFL Spain. Castelo Van Steenis defending his PFL middleweight title against Fabian Edwards.
I think officially PFL Madrid.
Oh, PFL Madrid is the name. Shout out. This is actually a very big deal. It's like the first major organization to go to Spain. Hopefully we'll see the UFC follow in their footsteps one day. Maybe. We've seen PFL.
God, if they don't, though. Come on.
Oh, dude.
Well, Ilya Taporia is here. Please.
Would it shock you?
It would not, but it'd be so... Like, how many times... Like, Dana was talking about Spain. We're going to go to Spain. We're going to go to South Africa. Drickus isn't even... Like, that feels like a lifetime ago.
PFL has done both.
Yeah.
They've been to Africa and they've been to Spain.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I mean, this is a great fight. It's a rematch from a Bellator fight that they had back in, I believe,
2020.
Yeah. Van Steenis won that by split decision. Obviously, taking the belt off Johnny Eblen in that last second choke out there in a fight that he was losing. Yeah, it's a great fight. You got Leon going around. Like, Fabian Edwards has made a name for himself. I'm looking forward to it. I'll tune in Friday afternoon. Why not?
Yeah, I don't know. Am I crazy? I like Fabian in this fight.
I do as well, and he is the slight underdog.
Like, look, I acknowledge Costello beat him in 2020, and I also acknowledge, Costello beat him in 2020, and I also acknowledge that like he beat Johnny Eblen, but that was a fight that he was losing pretty definitively. Like Johnny Eblen was kind of doing what he wanted in that fight, and then credit to him, Costello pulled up one of the submissions of the year. Many people's pick for submission of the year. Incredible comeback. But I came away thinking like, I think Fabian's good enough. Like I think Fabian is good enough to win this fight, and so I'm siding slightly with Fabian. I get that it's lined like super close because that makes sense. Yeah. Costello's looking good lately, but man, I didn't come away thinking like
he's a world beater.
I didn't think Costello was as good as Johnny Eblen. I don't come away thinking that. If Johnny Eblen gets that rematch, I expect that Johnny Eblen will beat Costello.
It's a decent card. You got AJ McKee in the co-main event taking on Adam Borix.
Let me put it this way, actually. Johnny Eblen lost to Costello Van Steenis, and Johnny Eblen beat Fabian Edwards. I liked what Fabian Edwards did in the fight against Johnny Eblen better than what Costello Van Steenis did in the fight against Johnny Eblen.
He had him cut open bad.
Bad. Like, that fight was going to end if he wasn't able to get that. And so, yeah, I just slightly favor Fabian.
Costello Van Steenis actually commented on the Edwards tribe. Obviously, Leon out there. He says this is the third time he's fighting for a world title. There's only one real world champion in his family, and that's Leon Edwards. He is never going to be a world champion.
I got to say, the other thing, like, as I said, Costello's on a good run right now. He talks good shit. Costello's a fun character. That's what I really like about him. He really talks that good shit. He knows how to like create the drama, the excitement when it comes to just like in interviews and other places. He's good at like hyping a fight. I really like Costello, and I think he's a good character. For the entertainment, the drama, Costello winning and then Johnny Eblen winning and those two rematching would be the best outcome, I think, for PFL, because I think that would be a really exciting matchup for them.
His brother, speaking of brothers, is also on the card. Gino Van Steenis.
Yep.
A lot of Spanish fighters. I think they're doing it properly. The first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 fights of the night have Spanish fighters on them, and then you're headlining with Van Steenis. Honestly, is Van Steenis getting the belt from Eblen the best thing to happen for him, so they had an excuse to go to Madrid?
For sure. I mean, I don't know how ultimately the business side of this will be for PFL, hopefully successful. And then to your point, like that was a nice little windfall that they had. But this is Strikeforce, Bellator, Scott Coker promotion 101, right? You fill it out with all the Spanish guys. You go to the local market, you fill it out with that. I mean, UFC, right? They're going to London. You're filling out with a lot of UK-based fighters. This is good promotion. This makes a lot of sense. The main event, I think, is a great fight. I'm really excited about it. The co-main event's not bad either.
Yeah, it's a nice outing here for PFL, and they're accomplishing something big by going to Spain. All right, those are the fights for the weekend, Friday. And Saturday, you got a little double dose for the weekend. Throw it on a side TV, throw it on the main TV, March Madness on the side TV.
Yeah, why side TV? That's a main screen right there.
Van Steenis, Fabian Edwards is.
Mm-hmm.
Are you saying Jacinta Austin versus Benita Van Rouge is main TV?
Yeah.
Is Borja Garcia, Rafael Calderon main TV?
How could it not be?
All right, let's go to our bets and parlay pals for the weekend. The parlay pals are back, baby. Back in the win column.
Hey.
Got it done last week. Shout out. Plus 226. Coming home.
Woo-hoo.
Yeah. We moved to 17 and 36 all time. Not great, but we can move to 18 and 36.
I'll say, not even a sweat on that. Maybe Jillian Robertson not really.
A touch sweaty. sweaty.
But like we picked nicely this time.
I already got Pete's pick. He's sticking with the boxing. Is Pete just a boxing specialist?
That might be our lane for him.
Boxing chill. Wow, that's harsh words from Frankie there. He's sticking with
30 million for the kitchen scrap.
with his Irishman, whom he beat in St. Patrick's Day trivia on Tuesday. He is going with Mick Conlon. Frankie, what's the rest of the order, brother?
The rest of the order is going to be Rick, Connor, and then Frank.
Yeah, I talked about it in the fight. I believe that CLD is having a moment right now. I believe in his skill set, and I'm thinking that he's going to beat Roman Dolidze. So I'm going CLD.
CLD. All right. I'm going with my boy, Michael Venom Page.
MVP.
MVP.
CLD, MVP.
Yes, sir.
And I'm going to finish it off with Movsar.
Finish us off, man.
Evloev, because he's going to fucking deliver.
Deliver. Finish?
Finish. No, just money line. Just money line.
No. I'm saying, does he get a finish?
Yeah.
What are the odds on
On a Movsar finish? Probably
Exactly. He does.
What is this?
What is that?
Push the wrong button. Sorry.
What the fuck?
What the fuck was that, Frank?
What was that? What video was
No, come
that?
on. Like, we're not even trying to shit on you. What was that for real?
He does. He does.
What is it?
Is that a drop?
It's from... No, it's going to be, though.
What is it?
What
What is
actually
happening
is
there?
it?
From
Jacob,
Rocky. If he dies, he dies.
Oh, fuck.
Holy
It's so
shit.
bad. That's so fucking bad, Frank. This is some of your worst work, man. Wow. Wow. Shout out to our guy Steven helping us out in the back today. Graphics
shout out
team
Steven,
as
killing
fast
it.
as possible. There was the full parlay. We're back in the green with a dub, baby. I feel it. I
like
We're
it.
getting
I
a
like
dub. Mozart
drop, man.
Mozart inside the distance is plus 380.
I would have thought longer, if I'm being honest. I would have thought like +8.
Do with that information what you will.
Why? Are you sneaky
Don't
on
bet
that?
it.
Oh, okay. I was about to say.
I could not stomach myself if I sat there and watched Mozart grapple for 25 minutes and I was like, why the fuck did I bet a guy who's never finished anyone in the UFC to get a finish?
There are going to be people who take that, though.
Yeah, of course. What is he? Mozart by decision has to be minus 115. That's not that crazy. I mean, he's only like a minus 230 or something anyway.
That actually feels like good value.
All right, my bets for the weekend. I kind of teased both of them. Yeah. Plus 200 on Nathaniel Wood against a debutant. That's a must take for me. Whether it loses, it's a must take. It's a plus EV bet. Nathaniel Wood against the debutant. 13 fight career, 10-3 in the UFC.
This is me sitting here with my Morgan Charrier, big favorite over Nathaniel Wood. I'm like, we're good. Nah, you're never good.
Nah. I'm pretty sure if he's had 13 UFC fights, I'm pretty sure I've bet on Nathaniel Wood in at least like 7 or 8 of them.
And he was probably a dog in like 5.
Yeah, constantly a dog, constantly disrespected. Shout out to my guy, Nathaniel Wood. Next up, MVP, baby. Michael Bathroom Page. Michael. Hey, I'm shitting it. Page.
Michael Bathroom Page.
Again, this is all on me.
Yeah.
I actually am the dumbass that mistaken his beautiful kitchen for a bathroom. It was the way the boxes were set up. Is this actually Andy's fault that she set me up for failure? Was she
did.
She perfectly did it. I wasn't wearing my contacts that day, so it looked like walls of a bathroom
She kept
stall.
cutting away from it, and I thought I heard some reverb like he was in the bathroom. I think you were onto something.
Sabotage.
Or was it his bathroom? And his bathroom is just that big. He's living like a king.
Possibly. By the way, do you think the MVP movement can like take hold? Do you think that people online are
I don't want it to take hold because it kind of sounds like we're
Then it's
clowning on him when I'm actually clowning on myself.
I know, but MVP could be cool.
Shout out to him. Shout out to Michael Venom Page. I think he gets it done with the striking. Just too crafty of a vet for Sam Patterson, a little bit too much. And then I got a parlay, violence parlay. I mentioned round 1. I might end up taking that. The under 1.5 gets you to minus 120. You could probably get some plus money on the round 1s. Those feel like violence is in our future for those. So yeah, UFC London, 3 bets for me. Parlay pals, gonna go back to back, gonna get in the green. It's gonna be a fantastic weekend. I can't wait. TCU up 61-59 with 120 to go. Can someone turn it on? Can we get it on here? What's going on? But that takes us to our pound for pound for this weekend. Obviously, we've been talking UFC London all day. So in honor of that, pound for pound rankings, British Slang. I think this one's going to be good. I'm very much looking forward to this. I had an absolute blast making my list. Frankie, you tell us the order, brother.
The order today will be Frank, Connor.
Okay, I'm happy to go second.
Rick.
Okay.
Love it.
All right. My number 5 pound for pound British slang is mustard.
What?
Mustard.
You know, I heard you, but I need an explanation.
Mustard.
Like Grey Poupon?
Yeah.
No, like when you say something is like he's mustard or that's mustard, it's like top shelf, like top of the line.
I've never heard of
We're
that.
off to a good
Really?
start.
Yeah.
You ever seen the movie Snatch?
I think you made me watch it.
I made you watch it.
Yeah.
Wait, you didn't like it?
No, I loved it.
Oh, okay.
First of all, the movie's mustard.
The movie's
Second,
mustard.
there's a famous quote in that movie where he's like, I don't care if he's Bruce Lee, I'm hard, mustard, like he can't fucking skip the fight. You should watch it again. It's good.
Mustard can mean money. My girlfriend left me because I didn't make enough mustard.
No, not
Interesting.
the same. My number 4 is cheeky.
Yeah, cheeky's
Solid.
great.
I like
Solid.
Cheeky's fucking great.
Solid.
Get accused of being cheeky a lot.
You ever watch the show Cheeky Blinders?
No.
It's
No,
great.
I haven't.
I highly recommend.
That sounds like the porn parody.
It actually does. Yeah.
About the sex.
All right, keep going.
like it.
My
I
number
it.
3 is proper.
Oh, great one.
Great one.
But sometimes proper with like a PA apostrophe at the end.
Yeah.
You know?
Or an EH.
That's a good one. That's a good one, Frank. I love it, man.
Number 2,
Font's a little small.
and try not to editorialize on this one too much because you might ruin my number 1. My number 2 is piss.
Oh, it's so good.
Like, I'm pissed,
Yep.
meaning I'm drunk.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Love it because
Love
it
it.
really does, it explains the situation perfectly. Better than saying drunk, I'm pissed. Makes
Yep.
more sense. My number 1, though, is taking the piss, which
Great one.
actually means like,
Oh, interesting. So you didn't
I'm just
use
teasing you.
Wow. So
But-
you didn't use piss as sort of like a
Catch-all for...
yeah, like a catch-all for everything, like a very just
so
like versatile
piss-
phrase.
Like, oh, I'm pissed. Like, it means I'm drunk.
No, I know that.
You could have just put pissed then is what Connor's saying.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like you could have.
He thought you were trying to double dip.
Yeah.
That's why I said don't editorialize.
Yeah.
Because there is a differentiation between the two.
Yep.
My
Decent-
number 1
decent list.
confused me when I first started hearing it because it sounded like someone was saying, I'm just taking the piss on you. And
Oh,
I'm like,
yeah.
whoa,
Okay.
don't
Okay.
need that.
All right, that was a decent list.
Can I ask before we
Mustard.
proceed? What was your criteria for...
British slang.
No, let me finish, fucker.
And then I ranked them.
Were
5
they
to
like
1.
your favorite to say, your favorite that you've heard? Like, how did you?
I don't say any of them because like I'm not British and I feel like that would be inappropriate.
Okay, I don't agree with that.
I believe in respecting people's cultural identity.
Oh, wow. You don't want to culturally appropriate the British?
Not
by
at all.
don't.
In
I
fact,
don't,
I just
brother.
think
Saying, take
it's
the
a
piss.
complicated situation for people. You don't want to ever go there, but I don't
Interesting.
want to. However, I do enjoy a good British movie, which is why Mustard came to the list. I love talking to people, like, not that PT's British, but like he says things like
Boy,
fair
do
play.
not say that to him.
Fair play, I absolutely
Don't
love.
tell him he's not British. I should insist that he is.
No, I just mean like don't bring that up. You know?
But there are a few phrases that he says that are also said in British slang.
So it's ones you like hearing.
I
the
like
ones that
hearing.
like
That are
have come into
entertaining to
your
exactly
orbit.
Exactly.
I like it.
Yeah, that was a good list.
Solid.
I'm up next, Frankie.
Mustard, that list.
Mustard.
That
Good-
list was
good
mustard,
use of it.
Frankie. Someone in the chat said, they said he's a proper cheeky bastard, always on the piss, taking the piss, but he's funny, as keen as mustard.
I love it.
Is that your whole list, Frank?
That's the whole list, all
Yeah.
done by that.
You
Wow,
nailed it.
I love it.
That's pretty good. All right, so I'm up next. That's correct?
It's you, yep.
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 Just, killing some time here. 15 seconds in TCU. Ohio State, 64-64 TCU with the Rock right now.
Fuck.
Oh, drives lane. Oh, gets it to the open guy here. A little play-by-play, step back. Oh, inside to the big man. Goes up with it. TCU up 66-64.
How much time?
4 seconds to go. But they're doing a whole TV timeout. I can knock out my list. It's no worries. My number 5 is Frankie's number 2, piss. But it's all-encompassing. Piss is fantastic.
That's a drop.
Was it intentional? Did you plan that?
Who's to check? He was pissed, like you said, Frankie. He was drunk. You taking the piss is great. You serious? You fucking serious right now? Like, are you fucking with me? You taking the piss? A piss take? A little bit ridiculous. Oh, the coffee was $10. Oh, what a fucking piss take that is.
Yeah.
Yeah. piss is great. Can of piss, as Ariel always likes to say, just piss in general it's a versatile word, and it's fantastic the way the Brits have capitalized on it. This one is kind of when you're checking someone.
Yeah.
What are you on about?
Oh,
yeah, that's a good one.
What are you on about? That's like the American version of essentially just like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
It's got a power. It's one of my favorite phrases. You're never just gonna be like, what are you on about, man?
It's a
feels like
PC
there's
good mate.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that?
It's of the same breath of Pizzi. Yeah, right, mate? What are you on about? What are you fucking blabbering on? Why are you talking right now? Like, what are you doing? What are you on about? What are you on about, mate? Bloke, lad? What are you on about? It's fantastic. I absolutely love it. My next one, absolute. Now, it's not the word itself. It's a you use it to emphasize something that you're saying. Tagging on an absolute before you're insulting someone makes it a million times stronger. And they do it so well because it's absolute and then just a ridiculous insult after it. Like, you absolute melon.
Buffoon.
Well, not buffoon. I'm thinking more of like a British one. Like, you absolute
Tosser.
Tosser is great. You absolute melt. You absolute donut. You absolute sausage.
Oh, right. Or like, you got me going absolute mental.
Yeah. Absolute. You absolute knobhead. Feels like it's a good one. Just absolute. You absolute pillock. Just anything to just really strengthen it. Love absolute.
Couple more examples, please.
You absolute numpty.
What about Muppet?
Oh, man,
is it
we'll get
Muppet
to
or is it Moppet? Like
Muppet. It's
it is Muppet? Okay.
By the way, TCU just won final. They fucking won. Let's go cash it. First bet of the fucking March Madness cash. Another good one. You absolute mug.
Mug.
Yeah, mug's a great one. Number 2. In it. This is your quintessential British slang. You can tag it onto anything. You saw Moses Atama do it yesterday. Just like, it's like America's huh, Canada's a. Just like, where there's shit, huh? Where there's shit, isn't it?
Yep.
Where there's shit, eh? I don't even know what that last accent was. I'm so bad at accents. I don't know why I ever even
why
try.
are you committing to this
I don't know
bit?
why. Every time I try British, I sneak into Australian. It's never a good thing. If I try Irish, I sneak into South African. It's never it's never good. But yeah, it's just like you can just add it on to anything. It's good, isn't it? It's great. It's loving it. Number 1, you mentioned it. It's my favorite one. Anytime anyone calls it, if someone looked me dead in the eye and called me this, I'd be actually heartbroken. That's Muppet. If someone looked me dead in the eye and was like, you absolute Muppet, and meant it with every fiber of their being, I'd be actually heartbroken. I'd be more offended than if you called me like an F and B word or something like that.
Why are we censoring?
If you looked me dead in the eyes and called me a fucking bitch, I'd be hurt less than if you looked me in the eyes with a British accent and you were like, you absolute Muppet.
By the way, these all sound like stuff that Paddy Pimblett says on the regular. Like, this is all Paddy Pimblett vocabulary.
Conor McGregor. Yeah, sausage is great.
Yeah, sausage, Muppet.
There's so many good ones.
That was great. I'm loving this vibe so far. All right, number 5. We're starting off with an idiom here.
Okay.
Are you guys familiar with the old "How's your father"?
No.
I don't think I've heard this one.
For real?
I haven't. Yeah.
Okay, maybe you need to go watch a...
Can you put it in context?
Maybe you need to watch a little-known film called Austin Powers. It is referenced in there.
In the first one?
Yeah, I think it is the first one. Okay. This is slang for intercourse. This is slang for sex.
Oh.
The old "How's your father"?
I thought shag was the slang for
shag is definitely... Austin Powers used the hell out of that one. Shag's a great one. But I'm when I first heard this in Austin Powers, because this is the first time I'd been exposed to it, I just couldn't believe that was the expression, that was the idiom. Tickled by it, really enjoy it. How's your father? Shout out to
I may have
How's
just missed it. Wow.
He says something to the effect of like a little bit of the old "How's your father?" Something like that.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
All right, number 4. You actually touched on this one. This Muppet to you is to me numpty. Numpty is a fucking... Do not call me a numpty. If you're calling people numpties, you're hurting people's feelings out there. You fucking numpty.
It's just like it's like this innocent phrase, but when you're calling something that, it just like hurts that much more.
That's the thing about when I was looking up all this British slang, the thing about it is it's almost like inoffensive, and that makes it so offensive. Calling somebody a muppet on its face is not that bad. Calling somebody a numpty is whatever. It's like schoolyard insults. But when a British person says it to you with the force required, and maybe if you put the absolute or even the bloody, right? You bloody numpty.
Oh yeah, bloody's great.
Absolute numpty.
It's really powerful.
You absolute bloody fucking numpty. I'd be like, all right, man, chill out, dude. Don't need to get so serious.
God, why are we going there? All right, numpty. Love and hate numpty. Number 3, we all had this on our list. I think this was the unifying one. But I went specifically taking the piss.
Yeah, yeah.
Love the expression. Just
taking the piss right now.
The first time I heard pissed as drunk, I was a little bit confused. But taking the piss, I just have enjoyed. I just love that that is like the phrase that they're using for like joking with me, fucking with me, messing with me.
You fucking with me right now? You taking the piss? It's actually
great.
One time we had like a language barrier breakdown with Pizzi. He was like, I was pissed talking about last night, and I was like you were
about
pissed
what?
As you were hammered, or as you were pissed that you were angry? And he's like, no, I mean it like y'all say it American. I'm Americanizing it for y'all.
Yeah.
I was pissed last night. I was like, oh, okay. So you weren't drinking. He's like, no, I was angry.
I was angry. It's just great. It really is just great. I tried to look up the origin of it. I found one hilarious origin, which was like that urine was actually used in certain chemical formulations, and so somebody would actually go around and take piss and then sell it.
A piss taker, and he sold it?
And I couldn't, well, they all sold it because it was actually valuable. I couldn't quite I couldn't quite figure out if that one was entirely accurate. There seemed to be some other definitions of it. Either way, it's a great expression.
The article may have been taking the piss on you.
Wow. On me felt like you editorialized there, but yes, taking the piss
on you. This is just fucking great.
Every time you say it, I love piss. Piss is great.
GC, Georgia, I love piss. Connor is now going to interview Michael Bathroom Page.
All right.
Actually, the whole reason I asked MVP if he was in the bathroom is
because you love piss.
I love piss that much.
Number 2.
You were the piss lord.
Somehow, numpty is worse than being called the piss lord. Number 2. Frank also had this, love it, cheeky. Cheeky is just
so good.
It has so many applications. It's so like it's such an adjoining word that makes it's a qualifying thing that makes the next thing interesting. Cheeky's fantastic. I love whenever it's used. I'm a big fan of cheeky. Can't get enough cheeky. And then number 1 for me, I used I didn't say cheeks. I said cheeky, just for the record. Number one for me is a specific phrase, but I am using this the same way you used piss as a catch-all. I'm actually using this for an entire sector. I'm using this as the best example of a larger group, and that is apples and pears, and that is Cockney rhyming slang.
I thought about the same.
All Cockney rhyming slang is fucking incredible.
Okay, I don't know this much about it.
Oh, man.
Can I give an example?
Please.
I think this one's clever. It's like, I ain't got a ruby. It's because it rhymes with Scooby, as in Scooby-Doo. So what you really mean is, I don't have a clue.
Seriously?
Yes.
It's that fucking involved.
Yes.
And I'm like,
I ain't got
is there a
ruby?
handbook to like, how do you, I don't get it.
So apples and pears is stairs.
Apples and like I'm taking the apples and pears. I mean, I'm taking the stairs.
It's we're going up to apples and pears. So it is a known association with a word that it rhymes with, and this whole language, this whole vernacular is known when you're saying these things. Barney Rubble trouble. Ball and chalk walk. Baker's dozen cousin. What's the one about wives? There's one about wives.
Would you Adam and Eve it? Would you believe it?
Would you believe it? Trouble and strife is wife. I mean, there's implications in that one.
Ducks and geese means fucking police.
Yeah.
Duke of Kent means your rent.
This whole language exists. The Cockney slang is, I've heard
pig's ears means go grab big beers.
I've heard Tom Hardy speaking this before.
This is fucking ridiculous.
It intrigued me. Yeah.
Tea leaf means a thief.
Apples and pears is the most like well-known and circulated and common one, and often used as the example. But I couldn't just say Cockney rhyming slang, so I used apples and pears. But the idea that there's this like language that we kind of like know about, but it's very hard to speak because you'd have to know all the direct rhyme associations is incredible.
Like, I already fucked it up. Ruby is actually curry. Scooby, you would say, I ain't got a Scooby, to imply you don't have a clue.
Okay.
There you go.
Petey told me about this one. It's all gone Pete Tong. That's
What's
Cockney
that
rhyming.
Wrong?
Yeah, like it's
I know
all
that
gone
it's a
wrong.
movie.
It's all gone wrong.
It is a movie, but it's also a slang.
Shout out to apples and pears and
You didn't
Cockney
say what it
rhyming
meant,
slang.
though?
That's what it means.
Wrong.
Like it's all going wrong.
Oh, wow. Damn.
Some other ones, like shout outs. I pulled Pizza. I was like, what do you think? The dog's bollocks means like it's good. It's a good thing. This isn't Cockney
Wait,
rhyming.
why is that good?
I
Dogs'
don't
balls
know.
are good?
I don't know. It is what they tell me.
Yeah, keep going.
It tells me. Cheeky, obviously, fantastic. Cheeky fucking. We can't
Careful,
say. We actually
careful.
all can't say our number one, but that's neither here nor there. Bird, bit offensive. What do we think of that one?
I don't know. I don't know the origin of it.
It's
It's like how
a
we
woman.
say chick.
Yeah,
though,
it's a
right?
woman.
Yeah.
So we
Bird,
refer to
woman.
baby birds.
I know.
They say
You're
Chick,
saying like I take care of?
No, it's
chick
like,
is kind of like doofy. Bird feels like directly disrespectful.
Maybe. I don't know.
Here come the fucking birds, and it's a group of women walking towards you.
Whoa.
What do you think, Andy? Bird?
I've never heard that before.
A woman as a bird.
Yeah, I have heard it many
I
times.
haven't heard that.
I've heard it
Oh,
from
yeah.
British people, like, is that your bird? And I
Yeah.
was just thought they meant, is that my girlfriend or whatever?
They do.
Yeah.
Is that your woman?
Go on then.
Okay.
Go on then. Oh, go on then. You can mean it several ways.
Yeah.
Oh, go on then. You're like, you fucking bastard.
Fit instead of hot.
Fit. Fit's a good one.
She's a fit bird.
Bottled it.
Bottled.
Like you fucked it. You crumbled, bro. You absolutely blew it. You bottled it. You bottled it, mate. You bottled it. You bottled it, mate. Cuppa? Calling it a cup of tea, cuppa?
Cuppa, great. Love cuppa.
Look at a cuppa.
And I actually like a cuppa. But tea.
great.
Cup of
Not
piss.
coffee.
Good.
I think
Cup of
that's-
piss. Now we're talking, mate.
Absolute cup of piss.
Is that Australian? Is that English?
Yeah, that was Australian.
Just gonna keep my mouth shut. Dodgy.
Dodgy.
It's a bit dodgy.
All right, that was good.
It's a bit dodgy.
That's good.
Also, just like using a bit before stuff.
Yeah.
It's a bit dodgy. Bloody. You guys say
Bloody.
Knackered for tired.
Knackered.
Oh, absolutely knackered. I hope someone says that after their fight on Saturday. You all right? It's great.
Shout out to Pizza.
You all right? You all right, mate? Belland. That's a good.
Yeah, for sure.
Twat.
Yep.
Another good one.
Yep.
The names were like your friends, bloke, mate, lad.
Yeah.
Interchangeable for me. Love calling my friends.
Cunt.
Okay, I thought we had a discussion. We weren't going to say that.
No, you and I had the
Yeah,
discussion.
okay, I guess you got left out of that one, but yeah, sure.
That's a
sure,
no-go.
Sure. It's a little bit harsher here in the States.
Whoa.
FCC guidelines and whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, bloke, mate, lad. Go on, lad. That's a great one.
Okay, do you have some more, Frank? You have any honorable mentions?
I think I'm done.
All right.
HR is here.
Yeah, you're
that
fine.
was. Can we get that as a drop?
No, let me finish the show, please. I'll come by.
Are they
after.
actually here? They're coming for you?
Fucking cunts.
Jesus Christ.
Frank, we're not actually not kidding. Like, we
we shouldn't be
chill
saying
on
that.
You know? Rubbish for trash.
Rubbish is great. I love rubbish.
Absolute fucking rubbish.
And barely ever referring to actual trash, right? Yep. Often just in reference to something being trash. All right, here's some of my favorite ones that I didn't put on. Daft.
Oh,
love daft. If somebody's daft, somebody's a knobhead maybe. Love daft. Chinwag.
Oh,
for like
one.
a yapping session.
Yeah.
Love chinwag. That's a great one because you can visualize it. You can see the jaw kind of flapping. Love a chinwag. Have you ever heard the term coffin dodger?
No.
It just means like an old person because they're
Okay.
they're dodging. They've still been able to dodge the coffin.
That's actually great.
Geezer.
Geezer.
Geezer's good.
Geezer. I have
Speaking of
it.
old people, your boss, Gaffer.
Gaffer.
Ask Gaffer rod my ass.
For something to go pear-shaped, love that expression. It means like upside down.
Oh, okay.
Bad. To go wrong. To go badly. It's gone pear-shaped. This one's a great one. Well, first of all, let me save this one for last. I like posh. I just like that phrase. I like the idea of the excellence of it, the class of it. I like posh.
Instead of bougie.
Bougie. Shambles. Something's in shambles. They love shambles. All right, here's the one that really was like my next on the list, but I didn't include because how could I knock off How's Your Father? When something does somebody's head in. Doing my head in. Love that.
Great one.
Love that one. When something's doing my head in.
That's great.
I'm fuming angry doing my head in. Love that one. Shout out to the Brits out there. Hopefully there's some Brits in the chat that are letting us know how great we did.
Just had a bloody wank before work. You should probably go get the doctor.
Who said that, Frank?
Someone in the chat. You should go to the doctor for that.
None of us said wanker, actually.
Wanker's great.
Yeah, it's a little inappropriate.
Yeah, from the guy who said what he said.
Cream crackered is knackered.
Wow.
Oh, is that like the Cockney rhyming for?
Oh yeah, cream crackered is AKA knackered.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Blow That's a good one.
Knickers, pants.
Yes, I'll pass on that one. Just a little risky.
Oh, I see.
Selecta instead of like DJ.
Oh,
wait, what is it?
Selecta.
Isn't that the name of a specific DJ, or am I making that up?
It's like someone who selects the music that you're going to listen to.
Okay. You said proper, Frank. I love that one.
Proper.
One that I use a lot is
there's a DJ named Selecta.
Rinse. I'm not surprised that there's one name. There's also a DJ named DJ, you know.
Is there actually?
Yeah, absolutely.
What the fuck?
One that I use all the time is Fair Play.
Fair Play is great, yeah.
Someone in the chat saying frowsy and foisty means moist.
So are these just Cockney rhyming slang?
Moldy? I'm just reading the chat right now. Mate, all the time. Mate, are you taking the piss?
This fucking accent is killing me.
Mate, what the fuck are you on about?
I think we lost that on that one.
Yeah.
The accent or the phrase?
No, the accent.
I don't.
First one was good.
The accent is horrible. So the pants one is tough. People point that out. Let's go. Excellent pound for pound list approved from England. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Someone said,
love the stamp.
Oh, bollocks.
Well, you said the dog's
that
bollocks,
meant
right?
to be on my list and I fucking forgot.
Oh,
Shout out to the
bollocks,
Sex
Frankie.
Pistols.
Yeah, doing my head in is great.
Fucking love doing my head in.
Gulliver?
Proper fucking naughty. I don't even know
what is it.
Gulliver?
Naughty?
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know. Y'all should add Scouser accents. Yeah, they're great, but I just can't.
No, we can't do it.
I can't do one.
There's somebody who can do it.
Fucking hell.
Can you hit that, Frank?
Say it again.
Give me the scouse. Give me a little bit of the scouse.
He was referring
my fucking name out your mouth.
Yeah, there it is.
I remember the first time in Harry Potter where they're like, bloody hell. I was like, damn.
They really sound like that.
Oh, I just meant they're laying it all on the line. They're cussing here. All right.
You thought that was like
yeah, I thought
cussing.
it was that. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Bloody hell.
How old were you when those came out?
Like fucking 8.
Oh, my Lord.
I was young.
Oh, my Lord.
All right. That was pound for pound slang. Had a fantastic time doing that. Not going to Britain, but I can't wait to be in Ireland in 2 weeks. Hopefully pick up on some Irish slang while I'm out there. Frankie, we got any voicemails?
Ahoy, hoy.
Yo, what's up, boys? It's Jake from Pensacola. I was the guy that called a few weeks ago
Panhandle.
Who had a girl over and had BKFC on in the background.
Hell yeah.
I thought I would provide an update for you folks. I've heard a few people call in kind of comparing their experiences as well with this type of situation, so I thought I'd let you guys know what happened.
Yep.
Yeah, we went on a few more dates. The communication did start to die down a little bit. And eventually we just, I'm just kidding, bro. That's my girlfriend. That's my girlfriend. That worked, bro. Believe in yourself, bro. Saying, no, yeah, dude. yeah, that's my girlfriend now, and I'm super stoked.
yeah.
It actually, this just goes to show, follow your dreams, man. Follow your dreams. Anyway, I'm watching your current episode of Boys in the Back, and watching the pound for pound letdowns list.
Oh yeah, all time. Thank you.
I wanted to ask you guys because I recognize Rick talking about 2012 and Y2K and all that stuff, and that got me remembering. Do you remember in 2009 the Balloon Boy? There was like this balloon that was like set loose in the sky. It was shaped like a flying saucer, and apparently there was a kid inside of it, like, and it was like live on the news. And everyone was like freaking out, trying to like get the balloon to land, while also trying to not destroy it, so to not hurt the kid and everything. That's a letdown, bro.
Yes.
Yeah, I was just thinking of that. Anyway,
I missed that one.
Love you, boys. Peace.
I remember this. Great call. Congratulations on the girlfriend, man. That's fucking incredible. We are happy for you. I will say he didn't describe it great. It was like, it literally looks like a balloon you get at like a Party City. It's like a silver, like inflatable balloon.
They said the kid was in it?
No, yeah, that was the hoax.
Yeah.
But he's saying it's a letdown, which would imply he wanted the kid to be in the balloon?
Hey, man.
He wanted the kid to be dead in the balloon.
Different folks, right?
Like, I'm pretty sure the National Guard or someone got called in for it. Yeah, it was ridiculous.
And the kid was not in the balloon.
Kid was not in the balloon. Falcon Heen
Shame.
was found safe at home in what turned out to be a hoax. The family publicly announced the incident was a publicity stunt aimed at securing a reality TV show for the family. Yeah, how'd that fucking work out for you?
If you're the family, what are you like? Oh, there he is.
No, but also like...
Oh, the Falcons' parents served a month in jail.
Fuck,
and they had to move out of the state.
They should... When the balloon lands... When the balloon lands, the hoax is over, and then how do you get a TV show based on that? It's a pretty bad plan.
Absolute Muppets.
This is like
Absolute
Fargo,
Muppets.
but
Bloody
reality.
fucking Muppets. Sausages.
Fucking tosspot.
Hey, shout out, you guys. It's Keanu from Sydney, Australia.
Oh, shout out. What's up, brother?
Love your content. Listen all the time. You guys are great. I just had a quick one for GC.
What's up,
I want you to blind rank these 5 nightmare blunt rotations.
Oh, yeah.
First group is Josh Hokett, Wing C, and Colby Covington.
Fuck me, that's pretty
all
bad.
in character. I'm honestly not sure what's worse than all in character or not in character.
All in character? That's
group
4.
1.
Yeah. Or no,
number
second.
2.
Second worst.
Bryce Mitchell, Dylan Dennis, and Jean Silva. But Jean Silva isn't talking, he's only barking.
Oh, fuck me. Fuck me, that's 3.
3.
That's 3. The bark, I can't
Yuri
stand the fucking
Prohaska,
barking.
Dana White, Conor McGregor. But
what?
Yuri isn't talking to you at all. He remembers you from the time Ariel showed you reacting to his win, and he does not like that at all.
One. I could not be higher around that.
Also,
I
Dana
could not
White
be
is
higher on
chewing
that.
your ear off about Power Slap and how it's going to be bigger than the UFC, and how its social media numbers do more than every sport and
this is one.
sporting franchise in the world. And also, Conor actually hasn't mellowed out at all from the blunt. In fact, his energy levels are through the roof. He is just shadowboxing and explaining his movements and how Mike Tyson does them different.
That's one easy.
Group number 4.
Yeah, that's one easy. Holy
Sean
shit.
Strickland, Bilal Muhammad, and Joaquin Buckley. Just as is.
4. Yeah, I guess 4.
And last but not least, it's just Brendan Schaub. You and Brendan Schaub in a room smoking a blunt. But he is reciting his Gringo Puppy YouTube comedy special, which I'm not sure if anyone there has seen.
Yeah, I've seen it. I've seen it.
Or attempted to watch.
It's like a 1.8
quick
on
look at the
IMDb.
YouTube comments will tell you how good it is.
Holy shit.
Anyway, hope you guys have a great show, and take care. Shout out, baby. Let's go.
Thank you.
That might be the most creative best call we've ever had.
I think that is our number 1 call ever. The specifics of I could not in my old age these days, and the power, the potency of weed, paranoia can set in. I could not be around Yuri and him like being like not talking. It's like, I remember you like freaked the fuck out that one time, dude. So like I'm not talking. Absolutely could not be around that. Dana talking my ear off about Power Slap. I would imagine too, with the smoking, he's getting some sort of cotton mouth, so he's tripling up on the Yeah, so like the social numbers are they're through the roof. It's more than
every other sport ever.
More than any other sport combined. It's through the roof, man. Just like chewing through his tongue.
Okay.
And then McGregor shadowboxing, that's number one far and away.
The best part of that, in addition to just like how creative the call was in general.
So fucking good. And that sounded like it was off the dome. He may have taken some notes, but that sounded like he was off the dome.
When it got to the number 3, and it's becoming like easy, this is the least offensive.
Yeah.
The transition from this is the one you want to be in the most to the one you want to be in the least was a quick flip.
To like 4 paragraphs for each guy on what they're doing, and then flipping to number 4 and being like, Sean Strickland, Bilal Muhammad, and Joaquin Buckley. It's just them.
That's great. That was great.
Fantastic
what a call. What a call.
Have seen Gringo Poppy. Go check it out if you haven't yet. 1.1 out of 10 on IMDb right now.
Damn, it dropped even lower. Holy shit.
It's tough. 25 minutes, though. It's worth it. It's tough. All-time call. Thank you for your call, brother. Shout out to Australia. Shout out to you, man.
Amazing.
Going on, boys? It's Peter calling from Missouri, originally from the 516. Go Islanders.
Go Islanders.
I got 2 questions. GC, Rick, at the beginning of the Paramount deal, we were told that every year there'd be 4 PLEs, and we all assumed that the White House card was going to be one of them. Now, fast forward, cards announced, and there seems to be no mention of PLEs at all in general. So I was just curious if maybe there's any update on that I completely missed, your thoughts on that and everything. And for all Frankie Lynn's in the back, I was curious if you heard of the band and saw the performance on the, on the KEXP YouTube channel, the band Engine de Poitrine, French-Canadian band. They got those long noses, those crazy polka dot outfits. Absolutely incredible performance on that channel over there. Came out a month ago. Yeah, just curious if you heard that, your thoughts on it, and let's go Daft Punk, all-time band. All right, boys, peace out. Have a good one. Shout out.
Frankie, why don't you go first?
All right. First, shout out Daft Punk. Daft was on your pound for pound. That makes sense. Yeah. The band is Engine de Poitrine. But
okay, not Poeton.
No, not Poeton. I think they're awesome. I like the shtick. I like the costumes that they wear, but I also just like the music that they play. It's sick. I'm a big Primus fan. I love the way that they do the math rock and the weird music. So, yeah, that's cool. And KEXP, shout out. They seem to be doing some really good showcases of different acts around. So, cool.
Yeah, on the first part about, like, PLEs, I don't really...
What was the question? I can't even remember.
The question was like, and I do remember this at the beginning when they were talking about like the structure of the Paramount deal. There were supposed to be like 4 like big tent pole events, or they said like we might do, and then they also said something like we might do pay-per-view. I don't think you can really like take into account what that.
Yeah, I think it's an ever-evolving thing that. They weren't entirely sure of how.
I think it's going to be UFC as you know it.
Yeah, they talked about like. Didn't they talk for a while about no CBS? It was all going to be Paramount Plus, and now like the next 3 cards are going to have 2 hours on CBS.
They're finding their way through this. I wouldn't count on like these tentpole events. I wouldn't count on anything beyond like it's going to be the UFC that you know. The White House is an exception, but otherwise numbered events, fight nights, blah blah blah.
Someone did say in the chat, plot twist after the blind ranking of the weed smoking, the Nightmare Blunt rotations. Someone said, plot twist, you just got on a plane with all of them and you took 2 edibles beforehand.
Yeah, you're stuck in the box.
Guys, I'm at work, right?
Okay.
And I'm sorry, I'm out of breath. I'm an Amazon driver. I'm running and shit.
We're getting right to it.
Basically, I want to know, Rick, can you elaborate on these steaming hot takes you always have? Like, it's so fucking bad about Lord of the Rings or The Phantom Menace. Like, you don't like purple lightsabers, bro? You don't like Jar Jar Binks' funny ass?
No.
Darth fucking Maul? Come on, bro. And also, Arrival, cool. It's a cool movie, I guess. But Interstellar is astronomically better.
No.
Pun intended. Connor, tell this man.
You're right.
Explain the great day in 2014 when we walked into that theater, not knowing what this fucking random Matthew McConaughey movie was going to be about.
Wait, time out.
Completely changed.
Actually, let it finish.
It changes your dynamic in life. Fire movie. Thanks for shouting it out all the time. 30 fucking million for the kitchen scrap. All right, goodbye.
30 million for the kitchen.
30 million for the
He
kitchen
got
scrap.
in and out so hot. He's just like, oh, what's up? I'm
out of fucking breath.
30 million for the kids strap. See you later.
So much. Yeah, Interstellar all-time movie. I remember
Arrival better.
where I saw it
real quick.
2014. Saw it 3 times.
He said he was an Amazon driver.
Yeah.
And I apologize on behalf of the Boys in the Back production. So this guy is working his ass off, puts on his AirPods or whatever, and then has to hear you be like, Lord of the Rings sucks.
Yeah, it sucks.
And he still listens to the show. I respect that. But I apologize that you have to listen to that garbage.
How do we feel about Arrival and then Interstellar?
Arrival
is better.
Is a movie, and a great movie at that. Interstellar, I don't
Yeah, exactly. So we agree.
What does that even fucking mean? Arrival's a movie, and Interstellar is I don't even know what. Also, I walked out of it a little bit. First of all, fucking insane thing. Like, you spent hard-earned money. Like, you already gave the box office the money. So, like, the joke's actually on you.
I valued my
Nolan
my
appreciates
time
you.
more than
Give him the full details. Give him the full details of why you walked out of the theaters. Tell us why. Come on. Tell us why, Frank. Come on. You've been leaning on this argument the entire time I've known you.
I'd like to hear it.
Tell everyone why you walked out of the theater.
The short version is, I was told by a close friend of mine that it was as good as 2001: A Space Odyssey. And he said that with such conviction, I was like, fuck it, I'm going to go watch it tonight. And I bought a ticket to go see it, like at a midnight showing.
What were you doing beforehand?
You know, I was enjoying my friend's company. What
Mm.
are you getting at,
You
Connor?
had been drinking heavily before you entered to watch a 3-hour movie.
Who's to check?
At midnight. So you walked out after you passed out in the movie theater. From the man who brought you, I was so excited for The Hobbit, and then when I found out it was 3 hours, I decided to not go, period. Brings you, I got too drunk before Interstellar that I walked out.
The conversation started after I had been drinking.
Yeah, it's great. It's great.
I have since
No,
watched
it's
the
great.
movie. I struggled
walked
through it
out.
a couple times.
That's what you do every time. I walked out.
I did walk out.
Who gives a fuck?
He stumbled out.
I could walk out of any movie.
I walked out of
He was pissed.
the Da Vinci Code,
Which guy?
The Martian, Fear.com, and Interstellar.
You walked out of all these movies, yet you and me sat through that entire bullshit Wes Anderson movie.
Oh my God, I wanted to leave. But
Why didn't you?
It was so shit.
I turned to my wife and I was like, I feel so bad for Connor.
Which
right
one
now.
was it? The Martian or something?
Asteroid City.
Asteroid City. That movie was dog shit. We didn't walk out.
All this tells me, though, and you know, Frank knows this better than anybody, the importance of a good recommendation and knowing, you know, the thresholds and the limits of your movie-going taste, and somebody giving you a recommendation and knowing that you can believe in it. That's very important.
I was let down.
The most offensive part of that call, beyond just like, you know, thinking Interstellar is better than Arrival, the fact that he called it like, you're going to a random Matthew McConaughey movie when it's a fucking Chris Nolan movie. Like, come on, bro. Chill the fuck
Nolan
out.
Movie with Matthew McConaughey, Matt Damon, Anne Hathaway, Timothy Chalamet, like the list.
Jessica Chastain.
Jessica Chastain.
Like, come on,
the list
bro.
Goes on and
This
on
isn't
and
some fucking indie film that people were like, oh, you see that new flick? Yeah, it was a fucking Chris Nolan movie. Don't act like you stumbled upon it.
Y'all are making me hate on Arrival, a movie that I thoroughly enjoyed. I like Arrival. It doesn't.
Are we ready for the
Isn't your big thing, Frank? You're like, there's like a couple of scientific inaccuracies in Interstellar, so I hate it. Arrival is like, oh, we talk through our hands against it's just a bunch of aliens miming during the movie.
It's just so plausible.
Should we reveal one of my hotter takes? Should we just like get this one out of the way?
Which one is it?
It's Denis is better than Chris Nolan as a director.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy. The amount of bangers that Chris Nolan has.
No, Denis Villeneuve is a better director than Chris Nolan.
Christopher
Sorry,
Nolan gets-
sorry, it's true.
Oh, all right, wait.
Puts out-
Blind rank these 5 Christopher Nolan movies, GC.
Okay, yes.
Memento.
God, Memento's fucking great, but we have to hear what else is on the list. 4, and I love Memento.
Prestige.
5, and I fucking love The Prestige.
Inception.
2, all-timer.
Interstellar.
1,
Dark Knight, obviously.
Dark Knight 3.
No.
What?
What's the name of the third one? Dark Knight Returns? No, that's the second
Dark Knight
one.
Rises. Also a banger. 3.
All right. No,
He's
you
got
did it.
bangers, bro.
All right,
One
he's
doesn't-
got bangers.
No, this
Don't
was actually,
always-
it was educational.
It doesn't always have to be one better than the other.
No, he has
It's true,
bangers.
it's true.
But does he have a Sicario?
Inception. And
Does he have
love
a Dune
this is
part
again.
one?
Does he have
Part
a
two?
does he have a
Absolutely
Prisoners?
absolutely love Sicario, and Sicario's ability to follow it up with Sicario 2 and be just as good, if not better than the first one, was incredible.
Fuck is Sicario 2?
You haven't seen it? Day of the Soledad?
Oh, is that like no? He didn't do that one.
Oh, he didn't?
No.
Oh, fuck. Well,
Did I
Sicario,
see Sicario Day of the Soledad?
Sicario 2 is incredible. Absolute all-timer.
Here's the thing: Christopher Nolan is an incredible
I haven't even
director.
seen this movie. How the fuck did I not see this?
Are you fucking serious? You
I
need to
must
watch
have
it.
seen this.
You need to watch it tonight.
I must have seen this. I don't remember this movie, but no, that wasn't him anyway.
Benicio del Toro and Josh
I mean, yeah, no,
It's
no.
incredible. The scene in Sicario 1 where they're entering into Mexico with the helicopter and the
it's a
playing,
perfect film.
They remake
It's
it
better than
into-
anything Nolan's ever done. Sicario is the best film.
They're falling in.
We agree.
That's insane take. Insane.
Chris,
you didn't even say Oppenheimer. What he won Best Picture for? Frank?
Dune and Dune Part 2 are just. Well, he didn't put Dark Knight. He didn't even put like his best
Like,
film.
your opinion is invaluble here. It's
Invaluable. Thank you, sir.
Invalid.
Invalid. I'm sorry.
No,
I'm sorry.
he
I'm
said
sorry.
invaluable.
Sean Strickton.
Jesus.
Yeah,
I love
Sicario is the best film mentioned so far. All right, moving on.
Hey guys, this is Michael from North Carolina again. Just a heads up about
a baby or an
the
animal?
250 card. I heard you guys were going to do a best of American food. Just a heads up, apple pie, not American. It's got roots tracing from the Dutch, from England. It's not working. I'm a pastry chef if you'd like some different options. Chocolate chip cookies are less than 100 years old. You got that going.
Chocolate's actually
Brownies
from-
came around 1850 to 1890. You got options. All right, I'm going to walk my son and keep listening to you guys. Really appreciate the work you're doing. Oh, Frank, add me on Untappd. It's Poonslayer69 XXX 420 Blaze it. Okay, guys, love you. Have a nice day.
All right, Poonslayer.
I think
XXX. Don't forget the XXX.
shout out. We appreciate the insight from a pro.
What do we think?
Pastry chef.
Do we ignore his warning?
I am seeing it's actually from England, not
He
Dutch.
said.
Yeah.
He said Dutch and
I'm not gonna
England
argue with
roots.
Yeah, it's the cheeseburger. That's what we're gonna whip up.
All right. Cookies and brownies, though. Shout out to us.
Chocolate chip cookies are definitely.
Shout out to
What's
the
more
side.
American, the apple pie or the cherry pie?
Apple. That's literally the phrase.
What is it? I'm gonna type in Google and let's see what it says. What's more American than
apple pie?
First one is apple pie. Second one is baseball.
Yeah.
Third one is cornflakes.
Jesus.
Wait, is that the lyrics? Oh, there's actually a song called What's More American.
Oh, God.
And it goes, what's more American than cornflakes? The 4th of July and Uncle Sam. What's more American than baseball? I am. What's more American than toothpaste? What the fuck is this guy on?
What song is this?
Rock. It's called What's More American by Bing Crosby. It was like
shout
a
out Bing
big
Crosby.
name. Rock and roll, peanut butter, toast and jam. I wouldn't even think toast and jam was American. What's more American than okay? I am. Stars and Stripes, George Washington, Capitol Dome, and Bubblegum. There's General Grant and Robert E. Lee.
Jesus.
But most of all, you can count on little old
There's
me,
something more.
me. What's more American than ice cream? I think several things.
Right.
A lot.
What's more American than chow mein? Pizza.
Wait, what?
I'm just reading this verbatim. Chow mein, pizza pie, and Virginia ham.
I think he took some poetic licenses here.
What's more American than bingo? I am. Our heritage is second to none. We're a nation united as one. Founding fathers gave us that start, and the love of our country lives on in every heart. Here we go. What's more American than football? That's what I say. TV and Mighty Superman. What's more American than the Swannies?
Mighty Superman.
I am. The Bill of Rights and
Also,
Betsy
Spider-Man's
Ross.
not even American.
Liberty Bell and Paul Revere's horse.
Spider-Man? I meant Superman.
Old Santa Claus and a Christmas tree. Most of you can count on little old me. What's more American than praying? In a church of your
Praying or
choice across the
praying?
land.
Praying.
What's more American than saying I am? He didn't even mention apple pie. Wow. What's more American than toothpaste, Frank?
Floss.
Point.
Is it?
It's a great point.
It's a great point.
Hey, what's up, guys? Anyway, your parents are getting divorced right now.
Oh,
the
Jesus.
UFC is splitting up between Gary Coleman GC and New York Rickenbacker.
Okay.
There
His
are
parents
11
are
weight
not actually
divisions.
getting divorced.
You are each getting half.
Where are his parents?
And yeah, I know that doesn't make sense. 11. Well, one of you gets to draft a creative weight division of your choice. You get to choose whatever that means to you. It can be open weight. It can be BMF. It can be whatever you want. Men's, women's, all of it. Go for it. Have fun. Or don't. Whatever you want to do. Either way.
All right.
You go first.
I get first pick?
Yeah. We're doing a BMF draft?
No, we're doing weight class draft. I pick a division, then you pick a division, then I pick a division.
Oh, beautiful.
I'm going lightweight.
Yeah, you can have first.
Lightweight.
Snake draft, though.
Okay, fair.
Okay, give me bantamweight and give me welterweight.
Oh, thank God. All right, give me featherweight.
Give me...
Oh, wait, I get two.
Yeah.
Snake. Boy, do I just go flyweight? Yeah, I'm ripping it. Flyweight.
Okay, give me middleweight.
Yeah, it's getting rough, huh?
And give me light heavyweight.
All right, here's the question. Do I take heavyweight before I get to a women's division? I guess I... Give me heavyweight and give me women's strawweight.
Jesus. Give me women's flyweight and bantamweight.
And then I get the remaining, like, BMF, open, whatever the... I don't know how we do this. I'll just take whatever.
Yeah.
I think it was enough to get first pick. I feel pretty good. I feel like I could compete. All right, moving on.
What up, boys? It's Dylan calling from Laguna Niguel, California. I thought I had a pretty interesting question regarding, especially around this March Madness season. So if you were to treat every single UFC weight class as like a region and rank them 1 through 16, with the champ being the number 1 seed and the 15th ranked person being the number 16 seed, which division do you think has the champion that is most likely to get upset by the 16th seed? All right, thank you.
Okay, I see what you're saying. So like the champ versus the 15th ranked guy. So Josh Van versus Bruno Silva. I'm taking Josh Van. Piotr Jan versus Farid Basharat. He'd obviously be the
Let's just do it one by one, like elimination, right? So I think Bruno Silva is more likely to upset Van than Farid to upset Jan. So we'll stick with flyweight for now.
I think Silva is more likely to upset Van than Josh Emmett is to upset Volkanovski. I think Bruno Silva is more likely to upset Van than Fariz Zayam is to upset Elliot Taporia. I think Bruno Silva is more likely to upset Van than Daniel Rodriguez is to upset Islam Makhachev.
For sure.
I think Bruno Silva is more likely to upset Van than Bruno Ferreira is to upset Hamzat Chimaev. I think... I don't think he would, but Zhang Ming Yang against Alex Pereira.
Or do we say Carlos or Yuri?
Yeah. I think he's more live just because he has the knockout power.
I agree. So, all right, so light heavyweight so far.
Yeah, especially like against a Yuri or a Carlos that's going to be striking.
All right, we're going light heavy so far.
I favor Ming Yang to beat whoever's the champ at 205 more than Vitor Petrino against Tom Aspinall.
Agreed. What about women's divisions?
Yeah, Mizuki versus Mackenzie Dern. I like the chances there.
That's my number one so far.
I like Mizuki against Mackenzie Dern more than I like JJ Aldrich against Valentina Shevchenko.
Yeah.
And I like Mizuki more than over Mackenzie Dern more than Miesha Tate versus Kayla Harrison.
All right, so it's women's strawweight.
Women's strawweight,
light heavyweight, and then flyweight. All right.
Man, it's kind of crazy looking at some of these, the fucking ocean between the champ and the 15th. They're like Islam versus Daniel Rodriguez, he would be like minus 1,500.
That's value on Islam there.
Like Faraz Ziam, great fighter, but like him against
Ilya. Yeah.
Vitor Petrino against Tom Aspinall.
What's the smallest? Yeah. I mean, I think we got the right answers.
Yep.
How we doing, boys? It's Danny from Doncaster here.
What's up, Danny?
We need to talk about the heavyweight division.
Let's talk about it, man.
Obviously, to hardcore fans, everyone knows that the heavyweight division is just dog shit. But to the casuals, the word heavyweight means something. It used to be the glamour division. You hear that there's a heavyweight fight happening, it makes you start listening. But despite that, the UFC are putting fighters with winning records like Martin Badai and Jalton Almeida. They're cutting fan favourites like Chris Barnett. And the only signings I can think of that they've made recently to inject any life into the division are people like fucking Josh Hockett and Denzel Freeman. So with that in mind, I was just wondering who you guys thought would win in a 5K race between Gout and Luke Littler if, after every kilometre, they have to check out a 5:01 in darts. Cheers, boys. Look after yourselves.
Another swerve. Another swerve.
A ridiculous question on the front end, an even better question on the back end.
No, it wasn't even a question. He just swerved into it.
Okay.
He says this whole thing about heavyweight to then ask us Gout versus Luke Littler in a race, but they have to play darts mid-race.
Okay, so like he's obviously he's a sprinter, so like we don't know how good he is long distance, but like let's just say he's in really good shape and he can run a 16-minute 5K. Let's just say that.
Sure.
Theoretically.
I mean, he's the GOAT. He's GOAT.
I know, but like he's a sprinter, so he's not long distance. Let's just say he's in incredible shape, 16-minute 5K. Luke Littler is not. Let's try Luke Littler down for a 33-minute 5K.
Yeah.
So essentially double the time. But they have to
There's no chance that Gout is throwing
I was going to say
501.
It would take Gout because you'd have to do it more than once.
Yeah.
Wait. Did he say they had to do he had to throw a 180? Or they
what is
had
a
to go
501?
through
You have to go
501 is the game you play against people like in professional darts.
Yeah.
But like he's not going to be able to end on a double. Yeah. Luke Littler would just go through it so quickly and it would take Gout a minute.
In the middle of a 5K, though?
You would stop after every...
I'm not convinced I could even do 501. Like, how do I hit 501? I don't think I would, right?
Well, just
don't you have
take
to
you a
hit it
while.
exactly?
No. You on the end, you have to end on a double. So, like, that would take Gout a long time.
Yeah, me too.
I thought he was saying a 180, though, because then it would be infinite time. Because Gout
No, that's impossible. That's actually impossible.
I'm taking Luke Littler as
I'm taking Luke.
Big money on Luke Littler there.
Even though...
God, that'd be fucking fascinating to watch.
Respect to my GOAT, Gout.
That'd be fascinating to watch.
Is it Gout?
No, it's like Gwot.
Quote.
Hey, what up, boys? Joey here in Seattle. Shout out.
Hey, shout out to Seattle.
First of all, made the big mistake of not remembering the number and calling 1-800 SUP-BITB and sent me to some awkward dating line. So all the listeners out there, if that's your vibe,
that's our other line, by the way. We manage that too.
But hey, I'm calling because you're heading out to the muck in a couple weeks.
Yes, sir.
For UFC
Next week.
Seattle.
This time next week we'll be
what's
there.
the deal? You guys doing a live show? I'd love to be able to just dap up, get a photo, and leave y'all the hell alone. But would love to be able to say, hey, thanks for all the good stuff in person. Thanks for all the good work. Peace out, boys.
Really appreciate the call. We will be in Seattle next week for UFC Seattle, Israel Adesanya versus Joe Pyfer. We will be at the Muck. We will be doing the show from Muckleshoot this time next Thursday. We'll be in Muckleshoot Casino and Resort this time next week. It won't be live to an audience or anything like that. Like we don't got the clout like that. We don't got the swing like that. But we will be
Out and about.
gallivanting around Muckleshoot afterward. We're gonna choose one of the many, many fine restaurants and bars at the Muckleshoot Casino and Resort.
Y'all see them, though.
Damn right, Terrence. Terrence Crawford will be there. No, he won't.
what?
What's tough?
We'll probably choose a bar afterward to meet up at. So like early afternoon on Thursday at the Muckleshoot, baby. We'll be there. Would love to say what's up if anyone is actually there.
When we do the show, we'll have by then figured out like what our plan is, and people can come find us, I'm sure.
Yeah. But we'll be in the muck.
And then the rest of the week, Friday into Saturday, we'll be around Seattle too. We'll be hanging out in Seattle.
We'll be bopping around Seattle. OG Starbucks, Pike Place. Hit me with
Dick's Burgers?
Hit me with the deep.
Yeah, we need to go, right?
Love Dick's. Yeah, definitely gonna go to Dick's. Gonna set up a whole fight feast. Hit the Space Needle.
I'm down. But yes, if you see us around the muck, you see us in Seattle, say hello.
Oh, please say what's up. Would love to dap you up. Yeah, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. I can't wait. Pacific Northwest, first time.
Same.
Can't wait, man. It's going to be fucking incredible. We
I'm
get to see
excited.
Israel Adesanya. We get to go to the Pacific Northwest for the first time. A place rich with history.
Some dicks.
And we get to gobble on some dicks, and we get to go to Muckleshoot Casino and Resort first time ever. It's going to be an incredible week.
Hey boys, Josh, Denver. I called in about a month ago defending Rick's honor and the Netflix card in general, asking about potential matchups. I'm the what's GSP up to guy. Since then, we've gotten Francis news, we've gotten the Nate versus Mike Perry news, and the White House card got announced with more of a whimper than a bang. Rick told me to be careful when I insinuated that Netflix could outperform the White House. But I think that that's totally on the table. Now, it seems like the whole marketing playbook right now. Ronda bashing the UFC, Netflix positioning themselves to do, quote, the biggest events in combat sports. So, who's next for the Netflix announcement? What's Rick's next controversial yet totally spot-on take?
Agree.
I'm hoping to see Nick Diaz versus Darren Till. I think that getting both the Diaz brothers on the Netflix card is just exactly the kind of bang that those guys want to make. So, who do you guys want to see?
Okay, let me say first.
Yeah.
My caution is not that the Netflix card will outperform. I famously got eviscerated for saying that I do believe the Netflix card is going to outperform the UFC White House.
I remember.
My point was, when you're comparing the quality of the card, the White House is a better card. The White House is going to be the better card. That doesn't change what the numbers are going to be. This fight will outperform.
I think it's no doubt in both directions. It's a better card. You have Ilia Topuria, Justin Gaethje, Sean O'Malley, Alex Pereira, Cyril Gahn. You have big names on this. Bo Nickel on this card. It is a better card. It's also just the 7 fights. MVP is going to outperform it viewership-wise.
Yeah.
At this point, it feels like absolutely no doubt. The power of Netflix. You've got Francis Ngannou on there. You've got Nate Diaz on there. You've got Mike Perry, and then obviously the main
adding that made a big difference.
Yeah.
Nate and Mike.
Come on, man. For free on Netflix. You've already got it. It's going to outperform it.
I wouldn't mind seeing Nick. He wanted to see Nick. I wouldn't mind seeing Nick.
I'm down.
Nick and Nate would be fun.
I'm seeing like rumors of Saladin Parnas. I'm seeing some tweets. Obviously, that hasn't been announced yet. I saw one tweet about like Jason Jackson or whoever's going to be on it as well.
Yeah, somebody was saying that.
Is it Alex B. Heunen was tweeted
yes,
it out?
Alex B. Heunen said Jackson and it was another known name. I forget.
Jason Jackson was a champ at one point.
Yeah, it was another known like MMA name, and I'm forgetting who it is off the top of my head, but it was like a known commodity.
Yeah. Yeah, so we'll see as they continue to.
They clearly are trying to
Larkin.
Larkin, yeah, they're clearly trying to like serve MMA fans here, which I like.
I love it, man. Keep it up. It's going to be interesting to watch. It's going to be interesting to see as we get closer how they build that out, man. It's going to be fascinating. So people,
I don't think GSP.
No.
He mentioned GSP last time. It's just like I think GSP is not likely for that.
So people in the chat pointing out that with confirmation that I will be in attendance at the Seattle card, that it's going to be a complete
a dud
dog shit.
Remind me of the events. What are the?
I've gone to UFC Des Moines, which
was fine.
Sandhagen Figueiredo ended in like a weird ceremonious like sort of injury way. It just was a boring card. We have UFC Atlantic City.
Oh man,
one of the worst cards to date. Card was absolute dog shit.
That was a dud.
UFC Atlanta, I was like, you know what? I'm tired of sitting through these horrible cards. I'm just going to go to the main card. Main card, 6 for 6 decisions. Boring as shit. And then UFC Long Island. Which,
the weird
ended in Brian Ortega injury. So yeah, it's just constant. And we also have other news. TST will also be in the building.
Oh.
It's the double curse. TST, they're always shit when TST is in the house. So
Izzy and Joe gotta overcome.
Hey, what's up, boys? It's Mark from Richmond. My question to you all is a very weird one, and I have 2 questions. One's very weird, and one I'm genuinely curious about.
Good with weird questions.
Do we owe Charles Oliveira a debt of gratitude for his BMF performance? Stay with me now, boys.
Okay.
Could you imagine that if Charles Oliveira won in a striking battle with Holloway, he gets the McGregor fight like everyone expected the BMF winner would get, and then he just wrestles Conor for 5 rounds and 21 minutes of control time and the most boring McGregor fight of all time, and we waited 5 long years to see the return of the Mac? I think we might have dodged a bullet here by having Oliveira win in a snoozer now, so when McGregor comes back, we don't have him in a snooze fest, potentially with a wrestler, even though Oliveira is more of a BJJ specialist, of course. But my second question is, are we sure that fighting Conor McGregor is still a red panty night? We already know that Conor isn't getting pay-per-view points. So why are we assuming his opponent will get a big fat pay raise as well? We've already said we'd watch Conor fight a scrub, and we want to see him fight. So then why, in the cost-saving era that the UFC is in, do we think McGregor's opponent is going to get a big fat pay raise as well?
It's a great point.
All right, thanks, guys. Bye.
Fair play.
It's actually an interesting question.
No pay-per-view points. Like, it was locked in that this dude was doing a milli buys every single time. So that is fair play, but you'd have to imagine whoever he's going to be fighting has a competent agent and is going to be aware of how much money they're going to make from the gate, advertisers, everything like that. It might not be red panty night, but you have to think they're going to be getting paid more than a normal fight.
You do, but here's what that actually has me thinking. I agree with you. I think if you're somebody who's like on the list to fight Conor McGregor, you can say, hey, I'm fighting Conor, give me more money. But is that not the number one position that the next guy up would be willing to fill in, right? So if you're like, I need to be paid XYZ for it, and then they're like, I could just call fucking Joe Blow down the road to fill in for you, and it's gonna be the biggest payday of their career. I do wonder how that plays out. I wonder how much Conor makes, and I wonder if the opponent really does like get a huge bump. The gamble though is if you beat Conor McGregor or even fight Conor McGregor, it's a massive star making thing, right? If you beat Conor McGregor, now you've got so much value. So. But he's right. Like back in the day, it would just be you're making a ton on pay-per-view because you're fighting Conor McGregor, and now it's like you're actually not subject to that. That's an interesting kind of conversation. What was the first part? I don't even remember. Oh, Charles. Did Charles do us a favor? Yeah, I mean, maybe.
I don't know. I'm not taking this. Charles is a boring fighter now, dude. The guy has a wealth of fights over the course of an
Hamzat and Charles are boring fucking fighters, and I hate them.
Even though like 80% of their fights, 90% of their fights
are
by finish.
Killing people by finish, yeah.
But fight is a fight, you know?
Business.
Thanks, Kyoji. Thanks, Kyoji. Best drop out there.
Yo, boys in the back.
Best drop is if he dies, he dies.
Jimmer. Just a question this week. I'm not sure if you guys would know the answer, but where the fuck is Cedric Doumbé at?
Preach, brother.
Like, is the PFL going to bring this guy back? Is he still under contract with them? Is there any way, if he's not under contract with them, that he could possibly make it onto this Netflix card?
Oh,
I don't know. I just want to see the guy fight. But anyways, miss you guys. I've been grinding.
Keep grinding, Jim.
Yeah, one last thing. GSP is going to be on that Netflix card. That's my prediction. Deuces. Love you guys.
I doubt it.
That would be incredible if Netflix pulled that off.
Fuck. That would be insane. Okay, but what about Cedric Doumbé? That would be a perfect guy to put on that card.
I think.
Oh, I was saying GSP.
Oh yeah, GSP. I do not think is happening. Doumbé, I still don't think is happening, but that would be an incredible play.
It is just getting bizarre though. Like I feel like every other month, or maybe every month, we're going like, by the way, where the fuck is Cedric Doumbé? Basically what Jimmer is feeling. And it's just like, I checked his Instagram. Nobody knows anything. Like their mom, PFL's not like, hey, Doumbé's coming back. It's just a little bit bizarre for somebody who was like MMA's hot prospect. I feel like now Gable Stevenson might be that guy, right? Gable's like the outside the UFC guy that everybody's like, oh my God. But Cedric Doumbé was the shit. And it's just like nobody seems to know what's happening with him.
Nothing going on his Twitter since early February, and it was just about like a RMC sport announcement. So yeah,
bizarre. Maybe went back to stand-up comedy.
Shout out.
What's up, boys? It's Tom here from Jersey.
Shout out Jersey.
Shout out Jersey. I wanted to give a call back to a listener a few weeks ago about reacting to a sporting event while talking to your girl. Last night, I was watching the World Baseball Classic, and my girl had just gotten home from work. She's a nurse, and she's telling me about something serious that happened at work with one of her patients. And Bryce Harper hit that game-tying home run. And not proud of it, but I just went ape shit. Bryce fucking Harper, let's go. USA, let's go. I went berserk.
Yeah.
And to say the least, she was not pleased with me. She walked away without finishing her story. And, sometimes you got to just let the emotions get the best of you.
Yep.
Would have been a much cooler story if they completed the comeback and won the game.
Yep.
Congrats to Andy in Venezuela. But yeah, sometimes you just got to let the emotions get the best of you. And what's that old saying? It's better to ask forgiveness than permission. Just let it fly, man. Flip out. That's all. Thanks a lot, boys.
Yeah, great call. It's like it's the meme of the penguin from Madagascar, and he's like turned to the side, and people are like, when your girl's trying to talk to you, but fill in the blank on what sporting event it is. For him, it's when your girl's trying to talk to you, but Bryce Harper just tied up the World Baseball Classic. It's if you're gonna have a serious conversation, you might as well just turn off the TV, especially if it's a big sporting event.
I want to get Andy's thoughts on this. Guy is watching sports. A, are you even trying to engage in conversation in that moment? And B, how offended are you if they can't control their emotions watching this shit?
No, probably not engaging. If it's something that they really care about,
yeah.
You know. But then I would probably just do one of the. No, we'll talk later.
Yeah,
one of those. I'm just like, I'm not even gonna
Because that's my feeling on when we hear these stories. I'm almost like, why are these two deciding to have a conversation in the middle of this guy looking this way? A little bit. Yeah. Or he should just be like, hey, can we talk about this later?
Yo, chill.
He should have said something. He could have been like, this is big right now.
Yeah.
I want to listen to you. I want to pay attention. Can we just talk about it after?
This is the USA in the final of a baseball classic. I'm kind of locked in on this. Can we talk later? I feel like that's appropriate, unless I'm crazy. I feel like that's an acceptable,
I mean, I would love to know what the conversation was about, right? Also,
it was like
because
a patient. Yeah. That's a sticky one. I think you turn off the TV at that point.
Oh, so you're saying if the significant other approaches you and is like, we need to talk right now, no matter what, it's off.
If I know that they are in a high stress job, and if this is every day they come home and they're just dumping oh yeah, the fucking cafeteria food was
okay,
exactly.
But if they're like, I had this patient code on me or whatever, it's like shh. They're about to hit the play. No, that doesn't play out right.
If the conversation is very serious, or if it even looks like it, she's walking and crying, or visibly in distress, don't be an ass. Turn off the TV.
I will say we have this success story from earlier. The first caller who calls back, he had his eye on something else. He's watching BKFC and he landed the girlfriend. I'm just saying, there's a success story.
Must really love him.
Shout out to you. Hopefully your lady was not too upset with you about the World Baseball Classic and Bryce Harper.
Wasn't there an entire Curb Your Enthusiasm episode about this? It's why they get divorced, right?
I don't know.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Hi, I am Sucker-Free's daughter. I'm in fourth grade, and I'm 6 years old. My dad has been listening to your video so much, and I have a question.
Oh, wow.
Do you get tired from talking so much in the video? Bye.
I feel like that's directed at one of us.
Fuck, that's great. Wait, who?
I don't know.
Who are you talking about, Frank?
Frankie?
Yeah,
why'd the camera cut to me? Who are you talking about, Frank?
Frank? Wow, what an incredible caller.
The slow zoom on me.
What an incredible caller. Shout out to Sucker Free. Shout out to
She didn't say her name, right? Shout out to Sucker Free's daughter.
Shout out.
That was very cute.
Nah, we never get knackered from talking.
Shout out. Forget us. Helwani's on air for 5 hours, talking to people.
I have a feeling he's talking right now.
Yeah.
Does he ever stop?
What are you trying to say, Frank? What are these shots that you're taking right now?
I'm just saying, look,
are you the talk police?
You talk.
Oh, okay. So now it's acceptable. But before you said people talk too much.
I'm just cowering down a little bit because I feel bad for you.
Yeah, man.
Zoom in right here.
What are we doing?
I'm watching you, Frank.
If only you would listen as well as you talk.
What'd you say?
Fair play.
What's up, boys? It's Steven here from Washington Heights. Quick one for me today. For GC, the Masters are coming up soon in April, right around my birthday. I want to know, give me 2 picks. What do you got? I know you probably haven't been tuned into the golf season this year, but give me your best 2 names who you're liking for the Masters this year. Also, Frank, can I please have a keep my fucking name out your mouth? Love you, boys. Please have a great rest of your day.
Yeah, I mean, first and foremost, happy birthday, happy early birthday. Shout out to the Masters, one of my favorite sporting events of the year. Yeah, I don't have any picks for you. Golf betting is just burning your money on fire. Scotty Scheffler's plus 350.
Are you gonna have bets closer to it?
I will bet on the Masters. Will I win? Almost certainly not. Betting on golf is just like burning your fucking money.
Really, it's not like
it's so hard, dude. It's so hard.
I would think it was comparable to NASCAR. You're saying not.
There's edges and there's tracks and it's just one day. Golf tournaments are over the course of 4 days. And like
somebody has a great day, then they fall apart.
Dude, there's been several times where I've had guys going into Sunday in the lead and they just fall apart. They just crumble. The moment's too big.
How good do you think it was probably to bet on Tiger Woods in his prime, though? It's like the fucking easiest cash of all time.
But it was also probably like Scotty Scheffler. Like Scotty Scheffler's plus 350 to win.
Yeah.
That is short odds for golf, man. I'll give you Ludwig Aberg, and we'll go with my guy Xander Schauffele plus 1800.
When is that starting again?
April 9th. It's the weekend of UFC 327.
We're gonna forget about this. It's gonna check back in, and you just picked like the first and second place finish.
Absolutely no chance. First place will be like kind of like a Scotty Scheffler will finish like third, and then like someone like Min Woo Lee plus 6,600 to win. It'll be some random ass.
Don't sleep.
That was all of the voicemails.
All right. Thank you so much for calling in. We appreciate it. As always, ladies and gentlemen, it means a lot. We got any super chats, Frank?
Super chats. We got a couple. One's from Matt Up Now. Says, every dog got its day. GC, roll Bills.
He's saying roll Bills, referring to the St. Louis Billikens, who Georgia plays tonight in the in March Madness.
What time's that tip off?
9:45.
Okay,
we're on the late night shift, baby. We're working graveyard. What even is a Billiken? Does anyone know?
Is that the actual? I thought you were fucking around.
No.
A pelican and
a Billiken is a folklore creature that symbolizes things as they ought to be. Huh.
There's a college basketball team with this?
Yeah, St. Louis.
There's also the Chupacabras, right? Or that was an IFL team.
I don't even know what.
Yeah, that wasn't. There was like
IFL
for IFL.
XFL. You mean?
No, I think IFL.
What the fuck is IFL?
It was
all over at lunch today.
It was New Mexico Chupacabras are indoor football.
Indoor football.
Is that what arena football is now? Georgia Force. Shout out. It's like a good luck charm. It's like a good luck.
Yeah, that is what like basically arena football.
All right. Yeah.
Billiken.
Yeah,
what the
fuck?
fuck?
The Billikens. Go Dogs, baby.
Sleeto says, here's some money for Frank's FCC fine. Worth it.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Sorry,
Sleeto.
Jake.
Need it.
Sorry, Jake.
We're an international show.
We're gonna
say
need
whatever
it,
we want.
That's not how that works.
Jake, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you should be.
Sleeto also says, will the GC and attendance curse continue in Seattle?
Nah, we're bucking the trend. We're mucking the trend.
Yeah, we're mucking the trend. It's going to be the card of the year in Seattle.
There's one more. Frank, I'm reading this before, so I don't get another double D thing. Frank always misses my voicemails. What do you guys think if YouTube got into MMA like Netflix? What would the structure be? Premium?
How would they monetize it?
Yeah, I think it would be...
you'd have to be a YouTube TV subscriber, maybe?
That, or maybe they would just stream it and just load it with ads. Or you had to subscribe to YouTube Premium.
Let's be honest. It would be YouTube Premium plus ads.
I'm not a subscriber. What is YouTube Premium?
What?
No ads.
Wow.
Okay, but that's not YouTube TV. YouTube TV is like a TV package they're purchasing.
Yeah, right.
You're saying just you can watch any YouTube video without ads. That's premium.
Correct.
Yeah, that would make sense. How much is that?
$12.99? $13.99?
Okay, that would make perfect sense. That's akin to like a Netflix or a Paramount. So yeah, maybe that would probably be it.
I'm not even chilling here or anything. If you don't have YouTube Premium, like what are you doing?
Right. I mean, like Andy's on my family plan.
It absolutely changes.
Oh, that's so sweet. That's nice of you.
Yeah.
To the point where when you go back to normal YouTube after YouTube Premium for a bit, like if you're on like my dad's computer, it's jarring. It's jarring.
I'm a shockingly light YouTube user, which is why I don't even think about it.
Big
tuber, all our
bro.
YouTube viewers, that we appreciate your dedication.
Yeah, big tuber.
I do appreciate the people who watch us on YouTube. Hopefully they have premium. That's great. I am not a heavy YouTube user.
All right. Any more super chats?
That's all of them now.
All right, I think that's gonna do it for us here. UFC London this weekend. PFL Madrid.
Final prediction, who wins the main event and who's getting a title shot?
Movsar Evloev wins the main event. John Silva gets the title shot.
Yeah, I think I'm in the same boat.
Make sure to watch The Crack tomorrow. Pizzi will get you ready for the weekend. Technically, it should be around the same time as PFL Madrid, so maybe reacting live and in real time. Back on Monday, Ariel Helwani show. Don't miss it. And this time next week, we'll be signing off from sunny Seattle, baby. The shoot. See you then.
Angine de poitrine.